Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, December 18th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got Monday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Seattle Seahawks. Fly, Eagles, fly versus the 12th man. We have to figure out if we're going to get Jalen Hurts versus Geno Smith or if we're going to get Jalen Hurts versus Drew Lock. We're going to find out here in just a couple minutes. I hope everyone had a fantastic Monday, and I am ready to go. Let's go, baby. Daniel in the building. What's good? And on the thumb, on the left, we got Jalen Hurts. And on the right, I got DK Metcalf, just in case if I decided to put Geno Smith on the thumb and then he decided not to give it a go tonight, I figured I would go with DK on the right. So beautiful Seattle, Washington background with Lumen Field, as you can see. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. And the Hawks, they've had a very, very tough schedule. The Niners twice, the Cowboys. Now you got the Eagles. It doesn't get any easier for them, but if they can find a way to compete like they did against the Cowboys, it could be very big for them. Obviously, them trying to make the playoffs. And there's that man, Jalen Hurts, walking into the building earlier this evening. Let's go. Sarah in the building. What's good? Let's get to 100 and donos. Let's do it. Looks like Drew Lock is going to be the starting quarterback based on the report that just came out. Let's go, baby. And I've been very busy. I ended up pumping out 4 reaction videos. I didn't have time to do a fifth. So I ended up doing the main ones that I thought would be worth doing: Broncos and Lions, Chiefs and Patriots, Niners and Cardinals, and then the Cowboys and the Bills. I thought they might try to block one of the videos because they've been doing that almost every week. They've been blocking like one or two, but so far so good. They didn't block anything, which is great. So there'll be some reaction videos that people can watch the highlights too. And then I'll try to pump out maybe another 4 tomorrow, depending on the matchups. I didn't do the Bucks and the Packers. Obviously, I'll do that one tomorrow morning, but I'll look through the games. But I'll do one for the Eagles Seahawks tonight. So that's one. I'll do Bucks and Packs. That's 2. Maybe Saints and Giants for the Saints fans. That's 3. And then I'll choose one more game to do. Whether I don't think I'll do the Ravens and the Jags. That game was kind of slow. So I'll pick one other matchup, and then we'll go from there. Trying to look down and see if there's anything else that's worth doing. Not a whole lot there, but maybe I'll end up doing the Colts game for Sarah. On that reaction video side, that matchup ended up being halfway decent with the Texans. So, but I'll do 3 or 4 tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, one sec here. One sec. All right, baby, let's go. Let's get to 100 and donos, baby. James in the building. What's good? Renee in the building. What's good? Bang, bang, Niner gang. The best team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. Did that reaction video. And in that video, I ended up mentioning that, we always have quarterbacks that end up getting, MVP and whatnot. And it's always quarterback, 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 quarterback. And even with like the Heisman, it's typically quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. But Devontae Smith ended up kind of breaking that mold and getting a Heisman as a wide receiver, right? So I'm thinking Christian McCaffrey needs to get, into that top five. I know it's probably going to end up going to a quarterback, but with all the quarterbacks being hurt this year, if we're actually looking at value and who is one of the MVPs of the league, I think Christian McCaffrey should be top three or top five in voting. If they want to have four quarterbacks, then Christian McCaffrey. If they want to have three quarterbacks, then Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey deserves to be on that list. Big facts. I know Christmas is already around the corner. I'm trying to get my buddy to be able to send me the link so that way I can actually watch this through ESPN.com, so it'll be a little bit faster than through like a streaming site and whatnot. All right, baby. I think I'm good now. Just waiting. Hopefully, it ends up working out. Let's go, baby. All right, baby. Let's go. This should be a good one, even if Drew Lock is playing. The Seahawks are always going to have a chance to win. All right, let me minimize all this. I think we're good to go. Let me go get a water here real quick. I actually tried to rush really fast. I tried to like shower and shave and cut myself a little bit, and then fucking tried to do the 4 videos, have those all uploaded, take Paisley on 2 walks for a couple hours, and then make a thumbnail. So my day has been jam packed. Give me a sec to go grab a water here real quick or a monster, and we'll be ready to go. All right, I'm back. Preston in the building. What's good? Yeah, keep me updated on the Kraken. It's Kraken and the Stars, right? No, she usually has like like a Seahawk streamer that she goes and watches the game with, but he might pop in at one point or another. So, well, I mean, you got to think, the way that they played against the Cowboys was much better than playing against the Niners. The Niners are deeper, and with the Cowboys, it was definitely back and forth. And if you can get a back and forth type of game here at home, the 12s are loud and they know like who needs this game more. I mean, they equally both need it very bad because the Seahawks are trying to get in with a wild card. The Philadelphia Eagles are trying to win the rest of the games for the rest of the regular season so they get that first round bye over the Cowboys. So Cowboys schedule is a little bit tougher than the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's an equal importance on this matchup. They both need it. Seahawks need to get into the playoffs as a wild card team. The Eagles are trying to get a 1 or a 2 seed with the Niners, so that way the Cowboys have to go on the road in the playoffs. And if the Cowboys have to go on the road in the playoffs, they're done. Because we already saw how they played against Buffalo. They're not going to be able to go on the road and make it all the way to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. The way that the Cowboys end up winning a couple playoff games and they end up getting to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl as a 1 or a 2 seed. And if they don't have home field advantage, the Cowboys are kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. They're two totally different teams from home and on the road. So I think that's kind of the formula for Dallas. And again, every year we get excited about the Cowboys and how they play until they end up playing, a really, really good team on the road, or even a team that's maybe mid on the road and then they lose. And then all that hype that they had built up, beating the Eagles at home by 20 just disappeared like Dak Prescott's MVP chances disappeared after losing, to the Buffalo Bills by an arm and a leg. So I still think Dak is a really good quarterback, but there's a difference between being a Super Bowl contender or a Super Bowl pretender. And I think the Cowboys are a damn good team, but I just think that on the road, they're not the same. And if you want to be able to beat elite, you have to have a similar record at home and on the road, like the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. If you can be like 5-1 on the road and 5-1 at home, 6-1 at home, 6-1 on the road, something of that nature, that shows me that you have very good balance and you can dominate on the road. The problem is you usually only have 2 or 3 NFL teams total that can do that. And this season, it's the Baltimore Ravens and the AFC as the best team over there. And then on the NFC, it's the San Francisco 49ers. And the NFC is the best team, not only in the NFC, but the best team overall. So, all right, here we go, baby. Cowboys would play Detroit. And then if Detroit was at home, they play much better at home as well. I mean, when Detroit goes on the road, they can play a shitty team like the Bears and can't even win. So the Lions and the Cowboys are kind of in the similar position. Like I think like the Cowboys, the Lions, the Seahawks, if they all make it, if they're at home, we know that they can do, big things at home. But when they go on the road, it's kind of a crapshoot. It's kind of 50-50. Once in a while, they'll get a big win on the road. But a lot of times, they fall a little short or they get embarrassed on the road. And that's kind of the difference between the contenders and the pretenders. So, for me right now, you got the Niners, you got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys, you got the Lions, and then maybe the Seahawks or the Buccaneers. And then on the AFC side, you got the Ravens, you got the Chiefs, you got the Jags, you got the Dolphins, and then maybe a sleeper team like the Browns or whoever that, fifth or sixth team may be, in the AFC. I think it's a little early right now to say who it might be. But there's a few teams that are getting hot, and also the Buffalo Bills. I feel like the Buffalo Bills are probably the hottest team on the outside looking in on the AFC or NFC. If they get in, right, they could do some damage in the playoffs, it feels like. They could upset a team like the Jags, the Dolphins, maybe even Kansas City or possibly the Baltimore Ravens. Like you don't really know, but the way that Buffalo is playing is hot, 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 and it really comes down to who's ever hot and healthy the most. That's going to be the teams that are going to advance to the NFC and AFC championship game. Big fact. All right, baby, let's go. Rain out there in the Pacific Northwest. Golden Tate raising the flag, huh? Yeah, keep me updated on the Kraken. Should be a good one. I wish Gino was healthy, and that's a big part of it too. If Gino can't stay healthy, they already have injuries in other locations, so it's a rough schedule that the Hawks have had in the last month. And you need to be able to find a way, whatever way you can, but you got to find a way to win this game. The Eagles' defense has been very bad this season, and they made a change with Matt Patricia. I don't know if that's going to end up changing everything, but it definitely is going to, you would think, give them a little different perspective and spark. We'll see if it ends up implementing or not. I know I did see that Dante Moore. I had a feeling that Dante Moore was going to transfer over with Dylan Gabriel. So we got two of the top 10 quarterbacks in the college football portal, transfer portal. That's pretty sweet. We got Oklahoma and UCLA's quarterback. The future is looking very bright for the Oregon Ducks. Go Ducks. All right, here we go. First down and 10. Shotgun set. Jalen with a little design keeper. Go, baby, go. There we go. First down, Eagles. Move the chains. Finley in the building. What's good? Yeah, normally I have like ESPN.com or through like NBC.com. But my buddy's password, they wanted to it was like they wanted to send him like a code and then get into to change the password. Obviously for like security purposes and whatnot. So I might have a slight delay, but I'm still obviously watching. First down and 10 until I can get him to reset it and give me all that new info. Little lateral, Swift, short game. Let's go, baby. But it shows you, in the NFL, it's a week to week league. Like I said, you can have a perception of one team like, oh my God, the Cowboys beat the Eagles by 20. They're going to the Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden they go to Buffalo, who's barely at 500 or hovering around 500. And then you get absolutely obliterated on the road where you look like dog shit. So, like I said, week to week, a team can look like a Super Bowl contender and then maybe, just like a good team, but not an elite team like the Cowboys did against the Bills. So, but it's very, very important, to go undefeated in December or to have like one loss and go 3-1. If you end up going 2 or worse, you're not going to do anything in the playoffs. You have to be able to go in strong in December. And if you go in with momentum, Uncle Mo, and you're hot and healthy, those are the teams that are going to go the furthest. Big facts. The game is on through ESPN and ABC. No CBS. They don't do CBS games for Monday Night Football. They do KGW, NBC, and Peacock for Sunday night. Thursday Night Football is on NFL Network, and then we have ABC, ESPN, which is pretty much ESPN. They don't really have it on ABC because they usually will have like the news, globally across the country. Nice catch by DJ there, Dallas Goddard. And I'll get a few more reaction videos out tomorrow, 3 or 4 more. And then I haven't really looked at the schedule to see if the Kraken play tomorrow or not. Preston, do the Kraken play tomorrow? It'll either be an NBA game or a Kraken game tomorrow, unless it's like some kind of college bowl game. But I know a lot of the college bowl games really aren't worth doing until a few days from now. So, but we will see. All right, keep me updated. NBC NFL Channel 4. Yeah, I mean, they've moved everything around. I mean, every year it seems like it's something different. I'm out here in Oregon, so it's like, ABC, CBS, NBC, which is KGW for like our Northwest channel, OPB, and then obviously KPTV 12 or obviously Channel 12 and then Fox. So it's like back when I was a kid, when I was younger, I mean, we didn't really have a whole lot of money, so I just had kind of the basic 5 or 6 channels, and that's all I had. So we got a Eagles player there, Dickerson, with his face mask exploded. So they had to give him a new helmet there. 2nd down and 5. Kraken play on Wednesday. So I'll do a Wednesday Kraken stream. So either college football, if there's a bowl game tomorrow, or an NBA game, I guess. Screen pass to Devontae Smith. Good defense there by the Hawks. Yeah. Blazers are bad, though, bro. Obviously we know the state of the NBA could be in a much better place, but we don't even have all of our guys healthy. And I still try to watch as much as I can, but I'm genuinely a little bit more interested in the Kraken than the Blazers. But if the Blazers are on, I definitely will live stream it or I'll watch it. So, do the Blazers play tomorrow? I can always look at my phone and take a peek, but maybe Blazer game tomorrow if they're on, and if not, maybe a good NBA matchup, and then Kraken on Wednesday, and then Thursday night football. I assume we have Thursday night football still. I know when we get towards the end of the season, they start to kind of whittle out Thursday night. So, and then we start having more games like on the weekends, like that triple header on Saturday. Let me take a peek. ESPN Hockey Night. Avalanche and Blackhawks tomorrow. That would be kind of interesting. I already know who would win that, but and then let's take a look at the NBA for Tuesday. Oh, we got Suns, Trailblazers, Celtics, Warriors, Spurs, Bucks, and Grizzlies, Pelicans. So it's actually a pretty good day of basketball tomorrow. Grizzlies, Pelicans will be ass, but Spurs, Bucks, Giannis, and Wemby. Celtics, Warriors is a good matchup. And then I got the Suns and the Blazers. And the Suns and the Blazers and the Celtics and Warriors are on at the same time. But I wouldn't mind not doing the Blazers, Suns, and doing the Celtics, Warriors, I guess, for Curry and that particular matchup. First down, Eagles, move the chains. AJ Brown. So maybe that's what we'll do, either Celtics Warriors or Suns Blazers. And I haven't got a chance really to do a whole lot of Warriors Celtics yet. So that's kind of like if there was a matchup better than the Blazer matchup, that's one of them. So that one would be one that I actually wouldn't mind doing. Shotgun set. Decent game there by Gainwell. Saints versus Rams. I actually think that'll be better than people think. If you're a Cowboy fan, you have no interest in that game. But I think the Saints, they're playing for a playoff spot with the Buccaneers, and the Rams are a sleeper team in the NFC. They're kind of dangerous. So if you're not a fan of the Rams, you wouldn't know that. But I watch all 32 teams, and the Rams have actually been playing some pretty good ball with Sean McVay calling the plays. So, and there is a chance that the Rams actually could beat the Saints in all honesty. I know it sounds crazy, but I think that matchup actually will be a little bit better than people think. Yeah, Riola to Nebraska. Riola is that the number one ranked quarterback that transferred from Georgia, right? And then he switched to Nebraska. That's huge. And then obviously Dante Moore to Oregon is awesome. Little flip to DG. And I saw like Georgia fans were trying to get the pilots to cancel the flight because it's the last flight to go to Nebraska. So that way that there would be a chance that maybe he would just stay at Georgia. Georgia fans are hella desperate. They're willing to cause a criminal crime at an airport so that way that that player wouldn't be able to go. If he's already going to leave, he's leaving. He doesn't want to sit behind anyone else. If he already made up his mind, having the plane get delayed or having an emergency on the plane happen so that way he can't make his flight isn't going to make him change his mind to go back to Georgia. Silly Georgia Bulldog fans. Shotgun set. Hurts. Screen pass. Swift. 3rd and short. Yeah, that's a huge, huge pickup. But if it means that he can play right away instead of, being like a backup to Georgia for possibly 2 to 3 years, I get it. Matt in the building, what's good? Dante Moore, baby. Dylan Gabriel, baby. We're good. We're good. Yeah, but I do a lot of reading, and I actually read that article about an hour before after I was doing all the reaction videos about that. Shotgun set, third down and 3, handoff, Gainwell, first down, Eagles, move the chains. But a lot of college football movement, which is good. And the post that you sent me, Matt, I saw that earlier that morning as well. I was thinking about sending it to you, but I figured that you would see it and you would send it to me because we both follow the same type of college football reports and posts. Sarah does too. So pretty much when it comes up on the timeline, you, me, and Sarah are going to see it at the exact same time. It just depends if one of us is busy, and then we can send it to the others. So, but I like the Dante Moore move. He might have to sit, you know what I mean? But still, Gabriel for a year, and then if Gabriel gets hurt, boom, insert Dante Moore. So obviously Ty Thompson isn't good enough. We had him move on, and now we got two guys that are actually good enough to start day one, which is fantastic. And I don't think Dante will be better than Gabriel. Gabriel will be the starter, but then after he leaves after his last year, then Dante Moore will compete with a few others to see if he can be the guy moving forward with the spot. So let's go, baby. Shotgun set, third down and goal. Jalen, run, baby, run. Touchdown, Eagles. Extra point is up, and it's good. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. It's all good. I can always see things up on the top of the ticker as well as here. So, because I got cable in the living room, right? So, but I don't have a cable box here in my room. So usually I try to use like the online password through like ESPN.com or TNT, and then it allows me to sync, through the cable. But sometimes even when you do that, there's still a little bit of a delay. And then if you do a streaming site usually has a 15 to 30-second delay, but I can always see it up above and whatnot. So no worries, Preston. You're good, bro. Lots of Georgia players are entering the portal. Nice job, Eagles. But I thought it was funny that some of these fans are willing to, try to get the pilots to have the plane, get canceled so that way this guy can't make his flight to go there. It's like, dude, it's done already. Come on, bro. 2-0 stars. Nice job, bro. Well, I would assume that the Stars would beat the Kraken. I mean, the Stars are a better team, so it's all good. You're a Stars fan, brother. Nice job, Jalen. 7-0 Eagles. All right, Seahawks, your turn. You never know. Backup quarterbacks have been balling out, this year. Jake Browning and a few others. Hell, even Joe Flacco has been balling. So with a lot of these superstars like Mahomes, and not playing as well, Burrow being hurt, you're having opportunities come up for backup quarterbacks getting a chance to shine, either for a pay bump, for a raise, or possibly to be playing somewhere else next year. And it's tough because Baker Mayfield has been playing pretty good for us, but I don't know if I want Baker Mayfield in the next 5 years. I kind of want a rookie quarterback, but it is what it is. Flyers fan, nice. Since '82, nice. That's awesome. Who's your favorite player, past or present? You got a favorite one? 7-0 Eagles. All right, Hawks, your turn. Go, Drew. I just want a close, competitive game. I really don't care who wins. I just want it to be competitive. The Hawks need this bad to go 7-7 to keep their chances alive of making the wild card. And then obviously, with the Philadelphia Eagles, they need to win out so that way they get more wins than Dallas. That way they get the first round bye with San Fran. And if they do, that'll help them tremendously. Because if the Cowboys have to go on the road, they're done. Eagles can play on the road. Cowboys, not so much. Well, false start. And I pumped out 4 reaction videos earlier today as well. So if you guys are looking for something else to watch content wise after this is over, I got you. But I ended up doing Broncos Lions, Chiefs Patriots, Niners Cardinals, and Cowboys Bills. And then I'll do probably 3 or 4 more tomorrow. Yeah, Novosad will transfer soon, 100%. Lock, little dump down to Kenneth Walker III. Good defense there by the Eagles. Matt Patricia taking over the helm. I mean, unless he wants to stay there and compete, I don't know if he will, but second down and 12. Short game by Kenneth Walker. Oh yeah, that could be a Super Bowl preview, right? And I will be doing the Ravens and Niners game on Christmas evening. I will be doing that game. I'll be spending a little bit of time with family in the morning and the early afternoon, and then I will get back in time to do the Ravens and Niners on Christmas night. It's gonna be sweet. Third down and 9. Shotgun set. Lock. Good catch by DK Metcalf there. $1 holla. Thank you so much. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $1 holla. 99 to go. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. 99 to go. Appreciate you. Fourth and 1. Hawks decide to punt. Fair caught. Appreciate you. He's been pretty good. It hasn't been great every game, but he's definitely keeping you hanging around. And he's done maybe a little bit better. Some games good, some games bad, but I think overall above average results. And he's been able to get you some wins. So, and that's what it's about, right? Especially when you have a backup quarterback in there, he's not going to be as good as AR. But as long as he keeps you in games and doesn't lose games for you, that's really the key. Yeah, Novosad was Oregon's backup. Yeah, but at that point, Novosad was even behind Ty Thompson, so he was third string. So and I thought that Novosad was better than Ty Thompson, actually, to be honest. From everything that I read and I saw. But now, if you're bringing in Dante Moore from UCLA, who's more of an athletic body, and then you got Dylan Gabriel. I mean, anybody that comes over in the past regime, or in the past, you're done. Every year, we're going to get somebody new that's transferring over. We can always, get local guys like Justin Herbert from Sheldon High School, but we don't even need to. We don't even really need to worry about homegrown kids anymore. We're going to be able to get transfers. There's over 100 Division I schools, so every year there's going to be some new guy or a couple new guys coming over to the Oregon Ducks. But I still would love to get a quality high school kid that's local if we have the opportunity. Jalen, hands off. Swift. Good tackle there by the Hawks. Cyberpunk helping out on the Twitter and the X. I appreciate that. Tom Murphy to the Giants. That sucks. Wanted him to stay with the Mariners. Shotgun set. I saw that. Well, we haven't spent any money. They had a list, of all the people that have spent money. The Mariners are one of 7 or 8 teams that is still at zero. Rosenthal had the list and then, went through all the spending of the teams. Mariners are going to lose a lot of fans. They already are. They got excited when we got Julio and we made the playoffs. But, I mean, if we don't spend any money and we don't get anybody or Ozarena, we don't get Randy, we don't get Blake Snell, there is going to be a lot of disgruntled Mariner fans, including myself. But I won't stop watching. I'll still watch. But it just, you just know that you're not going to be a World Series contender. You're just going to be another team, which kind of sucks. False start on the Eagles. Yeah, that's good. I wish we could spend money like that, but we're a cheap organization. They don't care about the fans. All they do is care about profits and themselves, which is really shitty. Shotgun set. Hurts. Incomplete. Good hit by the Hawks. To act like, you can just build it from the farm system and never make moves, and all of a sudden you're going to be a World Series champion is stupid. Like I said, unless you have the number one farm system 10 years in a row, and then, you can build it that way and people actually pan out through the pitching and the hitting, but how often is that going to happen? You know? All right, Eagles about to punt. Braden Mann with the punt. Good bounce. Seven zero Eagles. But I kind of had a feeling that Dante Moore was going to sign with the Ducks, even when Gabriel made the announcement first. So let's go, baby. A lefty and a righty. It's a dream come true, man. Go, baby. And if I had my choice to start one or the other, definitely Gabriel's the better quarterback. This guy's got potential and he's young and and he'll get there. You know what I mean? But obviously there's no debate. This is the guy right here. This will be the guy that will give us the best chance to try to win the Big Ten or at least finish in the top three with Michigan and Ohio State next year. Facts. Daddy Dennis in the building. What's good? Yeah, I know some of the Oregon State players have followed, their coach and whatnot, but I would assume that Cam Ward will end up at Ohio State. I would assume that would be the number one spot. I think they want him, similar colors that he was wearing with the Cougs, and I think that would be a good fit for him. So, how you doing, Dennis? Happy holidays. 7-0 Eagles. Let's go, Drew Lock. Your turn. Let's go, baby. They lost 4 in a row because the schedule was fucking brutal. I mean, golly, Niners twice, Cowboys and Eagles. I mean, how fair is that? Oh, big hit by the Eagles. Texas and Oklahoma. Yeah. Well, it's 2 super conferences now. So Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma, Texas, and then Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Penn State, and then hopefully we'll have Washington and USC catch up too. Lots of Eagles fans yesterday. Oh, Philly does travel. They got a lot of Pacific Northwest fans. Like, it's me alone in my own little like friend circle. I already know like 5 or 10, and it's not like bandwagon. A lot of them have been in the Randall Cunningham era or even before that. So some, are going to be, bandwagonish. Maybe after 2000, but a majority of the people that I know, they started following like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So shotgun set, third down and 10. Lock. First down, Hogs. Lock to lock it, baby. Move the chains. Tyler, get to the door and lock it, baby. Nice job, Tyler. Maybe the most underrated wide receiver in the entire NFL, baby. Lock. Lock it again. I like it. Lock it, baby. 5-yard gain. Third down defense. Terrible for the Eagles. NFL rank worst. I mean, the Hawks just need to get a little bit of production and have that defense get going. There we go. Hear that first down marker. Now, if the Eagles' defense was elite, then there wouldn't really be that much of a chance. You know, a lot of the Eagle defensive matchups, you know, like I said, their front four is pretty good, but their linebacking core and secondary are very, very weak. You know, Reddick is a pretty good player. They'll move him on the line or at linebacker. But overall, last time we checked, they were ranked in the bottom 4 in defense in the NFL. Let me take a look and see what they're ranked right now. Eagles defense is ranked 29th out of 32 teams. That's terrible. But obviously, when you think of Eagles, you don't necessarily think of defense. Maybe D line and a lot of those Georgia players they drafted. But you know, they got names. But just because you got Byard and big play Slay now is injured, it's really like the front four tried to hide and mask the weaknesses they had at linebacker and secondary. And it worked for a couple of years, but this year they got exposed. First quarter winding down. Shotgun set, 3rd down and 6. Lock. Tough throw to the sideline there. Of course, bro. First place. 11-3. 3 teams that are 10-4. We had the playoff already structured with 2 weeks before the regular season ended. So missed for the first time in 10 years. Damn. I scored the most points in week 1, and I don't really. I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's best of 2 weeks and whatnot. So, but I went 3 Lions players, 3 Bucks players, and it worked out. Or 3 Lions and 2 Bucks. In my lineup, and I feel pretty confident that I can win it all. I mean, I had the best draft based off the analytics, and I've been the number 1 team for, I would say, 80% of the season. But that doesn't mean anything. You can be number 1 all regular season. It takes skill to get there. But in the playoffs, it's luck, and matchups. So, like I got Sam Howell, Rashad White, David Montgomery, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta, Mike Evans, Dolphins D, Cairo Santos in my bench. Mahomes, Keenan Allen, Jets D, James Conner, Deontay Johnson, Devin Singletary, Taysom Hill, and Mark Andrews on IR. So I feel I have pretty good depth, but it's all kind of luck. So second most points in the league, and you missed the playoffs. Wow. Yeah, and this is the first time on our fantasy league that we had all 4 teams already in the playoffs with like 2 weeks to go. I've never seen that. So I was 11-3. Reflect was 10-4. Bo King was 10-4, and Chief was 10-4. So yeah, Laporta, man, and I picked him up week 1 because I thought that there would be, you always want to have insurance just in case. So I had Andrews and Laporta, but I ran with Laporta, Amon-Ra, and Montgomery in the first round in the playoffs. Montgomery got me 10.2 because of Gibbs. Amon-Ra 24.2, and then as you know, Laporta 28.6, 3 tutties. So and a lot of times I have a feeling on players early in the season on who I think is going to be good. I believe that the Lions were going to win the division and they were going to be a good team. Defense hasn't been very good for them in the last 6 weeks, but their offense has been spectacular. But kind of a Jekyll and Hyde with the Lions, like the Cowboys. The Cowboys can be at home, beat the shit out of the Eagles by 20, and then Cowboy fans thinking that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And then the following week, go on the road into Buffalo, who's surging right now as the most dangerous team on the outside looking in, trying to make the playoffs, and then you get your ass kicked. And then with the Lions, it's like you go on the road to the Bears, you should be able to beat them, you can't, and then you actually, go home, and then you end up taking care of business. So a lot of Jekyll and Hyde teams that play really good at home and not very good on the road, which is pretty much 95% of the league. But then you have 2 teams like the Ravens and the Niners that have a very similar record at home and on the road. Like if you can be 5-1 at home and 5-1 on the road, your team is legit. And there's really only 2 teams that can say that for right now. Ravens in the AFC as being the best, and then the Niners in the NFC being the best as of today. So you had Kittle and Laporta. People begging for but it's good that you didn't give up Laporta. And that sucks that you didn't make the playoffs. So you had CMC also, and you still missed? Whoa, number 1 running back? Wow. You must have played in a really competitive league. what was your downfall? Shitty defense and shitty kicker, shitty quarterback, shitty wide receivers. Like what made you lose? Sounds like it was either quarterback that got hurt, wide receivers that weren't as good, maybe not as good of a defense or kicker that maybe others had, or a combination of those things. Oh no, you got A-Rod. Oh, that explains a lot. Who did you pick up as a backup though? There was no backup that you could pick up. I mean, Kittle, Laporta, CMC, horrible wide receivers. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I went wide receiver heavy this year for the very first time. Megan in the building. I told you. I mean, this will be a safe place for Hawks fans no matter what. And I appreciate you. $20 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $20 holla. And like I said, I know you love going there because they all represent the Hawks. But again, not every Hawks fan is created equal. Some are going to be biased. Some are going to be negative. Some are going to be toxic. And then you're going to get people that are going to be humble and they're going to understand, the games that they're supposed to win, the games that they're supposed to lose. And then, they're going to kind of keep an even keel. If you can keep it even through, not get overly excited for wins, not get depressed for losses, but just kind of act like you've been there before, that's when you're going to be able to keep your mental health on a good note. But a lot of those people, I assume, are going to be very negative, overly negative. It's Drew Lock at quarterback instead of Gino, and there's injuries. I mean, what did you expect? You played the Niners twice, the Cowboys. You guys hung in that game. It's a hard schedule. You know, you can't expect the Hawks to win 13 games every year. It's unrealistic. So, but I apologize of the toxic atmosphere there, but you're always welcome here, and I appreciate you very much. How many moves did you make in the season, though, Dennis? Because the more that you put effort on the moves, I usually make 100 to 150 moves every year, and with that extra, maybe 50 or 60 moves that I made, it only got me one more win, but it got me the 1 seed. So, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have had Drake London on my roster. Stroud and Purdy, those are good. But Stroud got hurt though. 15 moves. I mean, like, let me look to see. Yes, you didn't make enough moves. If I would have controlled your team, I guarantee you would have made the playoffs. I made 124 moves, so I don't fuck around. I make sure I have a complete team, top to bottom. Great defenses, great kickers. I modify as the season goes along. I had Maher, I had Moody, and then I ended up getting Hopkins, and now I have Cairo Santos. I upgrade the defense, multiple times throughout the year. But also too, I had Justin Jefferson, who I wasn't able to use for 2 months. I had Mark Andrews go out for the year. I can't use Mahomes every week because I can't rely on him. Now Keenan Allen I can't use because it's Easton Stick instead of Herbert, but I still was able to, find my way. So you were playing with casual Carls. Oh, okay. Well, that explains a lot then. You're playing with casual Carls, and there's probably not a whole lot of need, but yeah, I don't know. For me, I usually make 100 to 200 moves if I'm playing with casual Carls or if I'm going for the money in the chip. So yeah, I don't know. For me, if I'm playing and even if it's for fun, I'm giving it all I got because if it's taking up a couple hours of my day every single day during the NFL season, I might as well give it my all instead of just kind of go with the flow, type of thing. But again, it just depends on the person and your schedule, work. If you got kids, if you got responsibilities, not everyone is going to dedicate 2, 3, 4 hours a day to fantasy like me. So it's a little different. I get it. Second down and 10, 7-0 Eagles. Let me know what you want to do for photos, Megan, and I got you. A.J. Brown with the catch. Yeah. I mean, I bounced around Joshua Dobbs, Sam Howell. I had Purdy. I had C.J. Stroud. I had Mahomes, but then I couldn't trust him. I couldn't trust him one bit. So I'm gonna have to roll the dice and go with Mahomes for the rest of the year and hope it works out. But it's like instead of hoping for 20 to 30 points, it's like hell, I'm hoping for 15 to 19. That's terrible. Like I can't even get 15 to 19 points. Like there's gonna be games where Mahomes gets like 13 and 14 and 11, but I guess it is what it is. Unless I get someone like Baker Mayfield on the wire, roll the dice, and then hope it works. But sometimes that's gonna work, and sometimes it won't. Second down and 6. You're angry at the what? At the people in the other stream for the Hawks Nest. All the Hawks Nest people are being negative and just giving up and talking shit now, looking into the draft and going into next year. Is that what they're doing? I mean, even if you guys lose this game and go 6-8 and you win the last three, you could get in with a wild card. It is possible. It's not like the season's over if you lose this game, but you have to win the last three. Well, yeah, and those are obviously fans that either are fair weather, or toxic. You know what I mean? You have to look at the big picture. And again, how many teams would be able to survive a Niners, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles? Honestly, how many would survive? Even if the Eagles defense is bottom three in the league, most people would get crushed. Like most teams wouldn't even win a game out of those four. Maybe win one. You know, maybe the only teams that could win two or more would be like the Ravens and Niners, and that's it. So, I mean, to talk shit and make a situation worse than it has to be, I mean, that's what I keep telling you. Just because they're all Hawks fans doesn't mean that's a good situation. You can be here with fans of many teams, and you're going to have a better environment here. But again, I want you to be able to spend as much time there as you can, but I don't want it to, affect your mental health and have you be in a rut 5 days after the game is over because you spent 3 hours over there. So many are saying they're quitting until we win and they come and get a running back. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of terrible people, to be honest. Some are going to be good in that room. I get it. Some are going to be great. Some are going to be positive. Some are going to be smart. Some are not going to be biased. But again, a majority of NFL fan bases, are toxic, not very smart, biased, and everyone thinks they're a fucking NFL expert. And like I said, if you're a real, true, diehard fan, you don't give up, no matter what. Well, Eagles fans travel, like you said, you went downtown in Seattle, Dennis, and you said you saw a lot of them out there. I mean, Eagles have a lot of fans in the Pacific Northwest, like a lot, a lot. Like if I had to take a guess on like the number one popular team in Oregon that's not Seahawks, I would probably say it's Philadelphia. There is a lot of Philadelphia in Washington and in Oregon. I mean, obviously in Washington it's going to be 95% Hawks, but there's also going to be a few others sprinkled in: Niners, Raiders, like Chargers, Eagles. Just depending on if it's West Coast or if it's like a popular team. So third down and 6, and you guys played great against the Cowboys. It was a flag party, but you knew the two Niner games were going to be losses. I mean, that's the best team in the NFL right now. Ravens and Niners, right? So this game is kind of like the Cowboy game, and at least you're in Seattle, not in Philly. Because if you were in Philly, it probably would be worse. So I think you still have a shot in this game, but again, it's a very, very small shot, but there still is a shot. If you can force a fumble, get a pick, get a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown, you have to be able to, find a way to get that extra oomph, for them. So, oh, really? Nice. But also, too, there's going to be a lot of bandwagon Eagle fans too because they're good. You know what I mean? Like whatever teams are good and they look like they're going to be good for a while. There's a lot of bandwagon Eagles, a lot of bandwagon Chiefs, and a lot of bandwagon Niners. I mean, that's just, and it's been like that for the last 5 to 10 years. Like when you know that team is going to be good and they're going to have a shot in the next 10 years, and maybe out of those 10 years, 7 of them are going to be really, really good or better, then a lot of bandwagon fans come out of the woodwork. Just like when New England was good for 20 years, how many bandwagon New England fans are still New England fans? Half of them became Brady fans and Bucs fans, and then now the other half don't even watch New England anymore. You know, like how many New England fans are still New England fans post Brady, and Gronk era? Honestly, only the diehards remain. Swift, close to the first down marker. Well, the Hawks defense is it's a work in progress. Just like the offensive line. It's like you got the quarterback, you got the running back, you got the wide receivers. Tight end could be improved, but the O line and the D line and the defense, they played good at times. But when you have injuries too, Wusu, and you have your certain players that you really count on if they get hurt, or if you don't have Witherspoon and you don't have Wusu, you don't have certain guys. It hurts because it's not like you have depth. You have a couple starters go down, it's really hard to have that backup produce the same kind of numbers. And honestly, I know a lot of people talk shit about Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock still is like a top 10 backup. I don't think he's top 2 or top 3, but I think he's one of the top 10 or top 12, and so he's going to be good. He's going to be bad, and sometimes he's going to fuck the game up, but I don't think he's going to necessarily lose the game for you every game. I feel that there's some opportunities that he can help not turn the ball over and help you win. But again, this is going to be defense, defense, defense if the Hawks want to be able to keep it close. Yeah, an offensive coordinator too. Kadarius Toney, see you later. Sky Moore, see you later. Nagy, see you later. And you got to get somebody better, to call plays and again, try to get Mike Evans for my Bucks. Try to draft, Troy Franklin or Roma Dunzier. You have to be able to improve that position dramatically, or get a free agent, like a T. Higgins to come over to the Chiefs. Get someone like T. Higgins to come over, that could be huge for the Chiefs too. Yeah, I kind of like Locke, to be honest. I don't think he's good enough to start. You know what I mean? Or if he was going to start, it would only be for like 1 or 2 teams, like an emergency. You know what I mean? Like if they needed somebody, he is more of a natural backup. But I feel when he gets in the game, he kind of plays more like a starter than a backup. He doesn't really play timid. Yeah, he's got the arm, and sometimes he's reckless going deep. You know what I mean? But if he's dinking and doinking, I kind of like it. Like I feel that he's got good zip on his passes. He's got swagger. He's got confidence. He's not nervous. He doesn't have all the intangibles. You know what I mean? But I think he has enough to not fuck the game up most of the time. He's not going to lose it for you, but he may not win it for you either. He's just going to hopefully just not turn the ball over, and then hopefully, he can get a touchdown pass or two, and then he can get a couple touchdowns on the ground, and that can help him out. And then the defense can help him out too with like field position. So. Yeah, I 100% agree. He definitely has a little bit of that Brett Favre where he likes to go deep, and that was his problem in Denver. He would think his arm was stronger and more accurate than it really was, and then he would be throwing into triple coverage, double coverage, and then get benched, and he'd be like, "What happened?" Be like, "You just threw into double coverage. The other guy was open." So I think a lot of times these quarterbacks, especially when they come in from college, they think they're better than they really are, and then they get humbled and they realize, "Damn, I'm not as good as I thought I was." And then if you don't keep continuing to work on your craft, you become a backup, second string, third string, and then eventually out of the league. So, but I don't mind Drew. It's a high risk, high reward with him, but he does make a lot of mistakes, kind of kind of like Jameis Winston. Sometimes good, but sometimes bad. Goes deep. Sometimes it's amazing, big touchdown, 50-yard touchdown, but then also that horrible throw in double coverage for a 50-yard bomb that gets picked, and then it changes the momentum of the game. So, yeah, what do you want to do for photos, Dennis? You and Megan are honorary 12 here. What would you guys like for photos? We can do past or present. We can do Largent. We can do Cortez Kennedy. We can do Jim Zorn. We can do whatever you want. You let me know what you're thinking. Walter Jones, Steve Hutchinson, whatever you're thinking. I can throw up a few for you guys. Let me know. All right, I'm going to throw up some of her favorites then, and then we'll go from there. Get you one more, and we'll get you some more when we go in the commercial break. Appreciate you. All right, Lock, play action fake. Come on, Lock. Incomplete. There we go. DK Metcalf. There's a flag. And if you know their secondary is terrible, if Locke takes chances, you're going to be able to get PI and you're going to be able to get back in this game. You just have to believe that you can get these plays to happen, and you can't abandon the run either. The Eagles are kind of this like perception is that their defense is as good as their offense, but it's not. If everyone knew that their defense was ranked 29th in the league going into the game, they would be playing and game planning differently than they are. Like when you play against the Eagles, everyone thinks they're going at Jalen and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and that same type of energy is on that defense because of all those Georgia players and Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis and all these guys. But in all reality, the defense isn't good. You just have to dink and doink and be able to get into a nice little rhythm. The best part about the Eagles is their front four. Their linebacking core and secondary is not good. They've gotten exposed. Handoff. Walker, baby. Don't abandon the run, Hawks. Don't abandon the run. Charbonnet, Walker, even Locke can run an RPO. You know what I mean? Like you can use a design run with him as well. You want to mix up the play calling. Don't get predictable out there for Matt Patricia. 3rd down and 2. I hope he got it. Always lurking. 1st down, Hawks, move the chains. Let's go. And I would like to be able to see guys like Jake Bobo, and getting some of these guys that may not think that they're going to get a look. Yeah, you got Lockett. Yeah, you got DK. You know what I mean? But if you get another guy like Bobo in the slot and you go to him, how often are they really thinking Bobo is going to get the ball? So I think that they need to be able to mix it up as they go into halftime and in the second half and try to find the others, Disley, Bobo, JSN, find ways to get them the ball and make them feel active. There's Disley. And I'm not saying that they need to go to those guys the whole game. I mean, Lockett and DK are the ones that get you points to get you back in. But if you ran like a nice little play action fake after running it twice and you went deep to Bobo instead of DK or Lockett, I think good things would happen. I really do. There's a lot of these guys like JSN and Bobo. They just need an opportunity to try to force a PI or catch the damn ball. And I think they can do it. It's just a matter of having enough time for Locke to go through his progressions. There we go. 1st down, Hawks. Uncle Kenny, baby. We got you, Sarah. Sometimes you just have to believe, and it's also strategy. You know, it's like sometimes when you watch football, one team is playing checkers, the other team is playing chess. You have to be able to find the weakness and exploit it. That's why Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay are so good. They know every single position, every single movement that's going to be happening, and they can find that weak spot. Oh, late hit. Where's the late hit? No late hit? Boo! Boo! He went head first right there, too. He said it's not enough. Bullshit, it's not enough. I've watched enough games where they are petty and they have those 50-50 calls. They decide when they want to call it or not. That should have been called. I don't give a shit what they say on the announce team. What happened to my hands? Why are we going to Charbonnet in the flat? Go to Jake Bobo. JSN. If you're going to go to Charbonnet, have him run the ball first a few times before throwing in the flat. And the throw wasn't very good either. Come on. Yeah, the throw wasn't the greatest either, though. Come on, Drew. 7 for 9, 42 yards. Offensive line, do your job. Shotgun set. Third down and 10. Pressure coming up through the edges. First down, Hawks. Maybe I should be the OC. There we go. JSN. Blue Jays. Good vision right here. And look at that zip. I don't know if even Geno Smith would have been able to make that throw. That was pretty. Not saying that Geno's not a good player. He is. But that was just a nice throw. 10-0 Eagles. All right, let's get some more photos up here. I'm going to give you some good juju, some throwback Cortez Kennedy with the Wilson jerseys and pants. Let's go. How about a Doug Baldwin for good measure? Good old Dougie Doug. Those are sweet. Cortez Kennedy, what a stud. All right, let's go, baby. A couple little throwbacks there for you. Knocking on the door. Golden Tate. Of the flag. All right, baby, here we go. First down and 10. Not sure about that play call. I mean, I'm all about running the football there, but I mean, why Charbonnet and right up the gut, halfback dive? I mean, how much did you think you were going to get there? 2? Should have never let Golden Tate go to the Lions. I agree. Let's go, baby. Who are you wanting? Which player are you wanting? Doug Baldwin, Golden Tate, and Javon Curse. Yeah. What could have been, right? Oh, okay. I thought that's who you meant, but I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure. There he is. Imagine if you had a Trey McBride or a Sam Laporta on Seattle, though. At some point, that's what's going to need to happen. You're going to have to find that Trey McBride in the draft or that Sam Laporta, and then you have that. It's going to take your guys' offense to a whole nother level. Big facts. Rooftop. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 10-0 Eagles. Come on, Hawks. Punch it in the end zone, baby. Shotgun set. Lock. Come on, baby. Going low for Metcalf is not ideal. You want to go high to Metcalf. If you're going to go low, you go low to like Tyler Lockett. He can end up catching it, but going low to DK isn't going to suit him well. It's like when you play basketball and you throw it to a center down by his knees. Unless he's super athletic, he's not going to be able to grab it. It's going to be a turnover. You have to know your personnel and you have to know your players. Come on now, third down and 7. Trips left. Shotgun set. Lock. Get rid of it. JSN, but you got to throw closer to that marker. Did I get the picture? Which picture? I mean, if you're going to throw towards the first down marker. Don't just take 5 yards. You know what I mean? If you're this close, getting field goals isn't going to be able to win the game for you. Wow, offense is still out there. Why are they go for the field goal? I know you don't trust Jason Myers anymore from last year, but kick the ball. Oh, I get the picture. Yes. 4th and 4. What are we doing? Unless you're trying to draw them off sides, and then you're just trying to get the automatic first down. Oh, he did hop over. Yeah. Yeah, it was all fake. They were just trying to get that automatic first down. I was gonna say if they went for it there, that would have been the dumbest thing all game. Like, are you just trying to hand the game over already? Like, take the 3, field goal is up, and it's good. There we go. Not ideal, but again, 3 is better than 0. Gotta have those points. Right hash, terrible spot for that football too. 26-yard attempt by Myers. It's good. There we go. Pete's not like that though. Pete don't have that Chip Kelly, Dan Lanning. I'm going to go for it, go for it, go for it. Pete typically. I mean, if you're going to go for it, Pete will do it in the fourth quarter, like a good coach is supposed to do. You know what I mean? He's not going to go for it in first, second, and third quarter. Only going for it when you need to. And then obviously trying to draw them off sides. If they would have jumped, automatic first down, then you would have gotten a touchdown, and then it would be 10-7 going into halftime more than likely. So. Judah in the building, Roof in the building. No, Penix. Well, the thing is you don't watch Husky games, do you? Like I watch everything. I watch college football 5 games on a weekend, and I actually think Michael Penix Jr. is better than Bo Nix. Bo Nix has got a little bit of Baker Mayfield in him, but he's going to be more dependent on the teammates that are around him, and he's already 24. So I don't think that the Hawks should go for a quarterback in this draft. You have so many holes on the O line and the D line and the defense. It would be silly to go for a quarterback if you're the Hawks. And you're not going to get Michael Penix Jr. anyways. He's going to go somewhere else. So, well, again, so when you know baseball, right? You know baseball, but how much do you really know football? If you're going to hop into YouTube and you're going to be doing college football and you're going to be doing NFL, you need to be watching. You got to watch more tape, dude. You know, Michael Penix Jr. has got all the intangibles to be a great quarterback. The only thing that's going to be against him is his body. And if his body breaks down with the ACL tears and things of that nature, but he actually has a better skill set than most of the quarterbacks in this draft. But again, it all depends if you watch Instagram reels, TikToks all day, or if you're actually watching the fucking games. You're never going to be able to get a good perspective on players unless you're actually watching the games. That's just facts. I mean, what's Bo Nix, a glorified Drew Lock? That would be stupid. You know what I mean? And I'm a Duck fan myself. But even though I'm a Duck fan, my favorite player in college football this year was Michael Penix Jr. So you got Michael Penix Jr. and Quinn Ewers. You got the offensive battle on the right side of the bracket, and on the left side of the bracket, you got offense and defense, where it's going to be a kind of a slug it out type of game, run in mud type of game, where the score is going to be lower and the bigger plays are going to be obviously more impactful in that type of matchup. Yeah, but you have to understand with Geno Smith and Drew Lock, it's not their problem. It's a problem is the fucking O line. It's a fucking defense. You know what I mean? If you don't have a good O line, D line, defense, coaching, and play calling, it's not going to matter if you have Geno, Drew Lock, or any of these rookies. That's not going to solve the fucking problem. You got to build from the line of scrimmage and then move your way out. If you don't have a good O line and D line, it doesn't matter who the fuck the quarterback is. There's a lot of differences between baseball and football, bro. It's one thing to be an expert about the Mariners, but if you don't watch enough football, you're going to get left in the dust. You have to give a reason why people have to come to your channel and watch you. And that means watching the games, reading a lot, and dedicating, your life to that. And like I said, if you're not, then you're just going to be known as a Mariner YouTuber, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, you have to be able to be knowledgeable on the things that you're covering. And if you don't have the knowledge, covering the NFL or college football, no one's going to watch you. That's just being honest. I mean, there's like 140 million YouTube channels. Not every single one of them knows what they're talking about. You got to be able to put in the time and the effort to be able to understand what you're looking at. First down and 10, minute 42 left. See if the Hawks can come up with a big defensive play here. But I say Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., 0% chance for the Hawks, and that would be stupid. It wouldn't be a right fit for either one of them. Like, besides the fact that they're Pacific Northwest kids, grown men. But other than that, there's no reason why the Hawks would get either one. It would be a terrible fit for both. A lot more holes that need to be filled other than quarterback. I mean, is Drew Lock the quarterback of the future? Fuck no. He's just going to be a backup. Is Geno Smith going to be the quarterback for maybe a year or two? Probably. And eventually you're going to have to move on and get someone better than Geno, but you might get that in free agency, not in the draft. Minute 33 left. Get him! Good defense there by the Hawks. And it's one thing to like watch games, but there's another thing to understand what you're looking at. Everyone watches football. The center hiked the ball to the quarterback. Oh, he threw a screen pass. But do you actually understand like play calling, team? And do you understand strategy? The different types of defenses. Just because you play fucking Madden on PS5 doesn't make you an expert on football or watching games. You really have to go deeper and dig deeper with these games and with these teams and players if you really want to fully understand. Good defense there by the Hawks. There we go. There we go. Maddie scored. There we go, Kraken. There we go. The more you read, right, the more film you watch, the more educated you're going to be. Mafe, he's a stud. Love his story. Mom passed away to cancer, just started playing football when he was like in junior high school. Doesn't even really know what he's doing yet. And 39 tackles, 7 sack lunches, yum, 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 3 pressures. Number 1 on the Hawks. I see you. Great story for him. Always doing the sign language to his mom before the games every time, before, obviously kickoff. I love that story of Boye Mafe. Hurts. Incomplete. Good defense. Let's go. Matthew Bedford is a duck, baby. And remember, the Eagles have a first place schedule. And they, like I said, their defense is ranked 29th. You have to stop being afraid of Philadelphia based off their fans and their passion throwing snowballs at Santa. Just because they went to the Super Bowl last year, and they should have probably fucking won it if they could have got a sack, lunch, and a pick, 1-1. If they would have got 1 sack and 1 pick, they probably would have won. But they weren't even able to do that. So people got to start, understanding just because they're really good at offense, and even though they're not as good as they were last year, the defense isn't the same. The defense isn't really that good. You have opportunities. Make sure you're finding that weakness. And where's the weakness? The secondary. So that's why Locke needs to, toss it deep, but don't toss it in double coverage or triple coverage, and don't lob it. You have to throw with purpose. And hopefully they can go to like JSN or Bobo. And then eventually, once you do that, then the DK and the Lockett big play will happen in the third or fourth quarter. But you can't rush things. Every game the strategy is going to be a little bit different. And the number one thing the Hawks need to do if they want to be able to stay close in this game, do not abandon the run. Make sure you're going a heavy dose of Walker and Charbonnet. Obviously, Charbonnet in the flat as a pass catcher, not the greatest, you know what I mean? But make sure you're pounding the rock, and that will eventually open up something good for them. The game is in range. It's 10-3. It's not 20-3 right now. There still is a chance. And if the defense can make a big play or special teams can in the second half, you're right back in it. Reflect in the building. What's good? Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Appreciate you, brother. Let me know what you want to see. Go Hawks, baby. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that are going to be coming into the draft, and there's a lot of names Just like when we had Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and Mac Jones and Trey Lance, and we got so excited, and everyone thought, oh, 5 franchise quarterbacks. And I said, you know what? We're lucky if there's one right there, Trevor Lawrence, and maybe one other. And it felt like Justin Fields was the best college player, that it would be him. But as you've seen him in the league, he can't throw. You know what I mean? They still need another guy better than DJ Moore. You know, so it's DJ Moore, another guy like Mike Evans, or like a Maserati Marv, Cole Kmet, offensive line, defensive leaders, getting a Roquan Smith replacement. You know, they have a lot there. And I think Justin Fields could get better. You know what I mean? But this upcoming quarterback class, you know, you got Quinn Ewers, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May. Not all of them are going to pan out. You might only have one or two that pans out, one or two that will take 3 to 4 years to pan out, and then one or two that are going to be average. That's just the bottom line. And then there's going to be one or two that are going to be bust. You know, they're just going to be on the wrong team, wrong scheme, no support, no good coach, no good play calling, no good supporting cast, and they're going to have to go to that second team, and hopefully the confidence isn't lost by then. And if they can make it past that 4-year mark and go to the second team, maybe that's when that person will be able to develop. But not everyone's going to develop right away. Big facts. Yeah, Boye Mafe, love him. Reflect, we ended up getting Dante Moore from UCLA, like I told you a couple days ago. So we ended up picking him up. And so we got 2 quarterbacks now. So Novosad, Ty Thompson is out. And now we got Dante Moore from UCLA with Chip. He'll be the backup. And then we got Dylan Gabriel. So after Gabriel has his last year, then it's going to be Dante Moore competing with another transfer that we're going to get at some point next year. And we'll see who ends up being the starter then. So we're sitting pretty good right now. Just like you and the Will Rogers. So. Judah, my boy, how are you? Yeah. But the thing is like you have to look at intangibles. You know, I look at intangibles. Bo Nix is 24. That's old. In 6 years, he's on AARP. You know, and he's old already for a quarterback. And some of these other guys are similar in age as well. It's not just Nick. You know, but I have to look at, you know, chemistry. I have to be able to look at arm strength. I have to look at, you know, do they have a good team around them? You know what I mean? Are they calm, cool, collected? You know, do they have the it factor? You know, and like I said, out of all these quarterbacks, you know, I like Quinn Ewers and I like Michael Penix Jr. Drake May might be able to pan out on the right team. And then, you know, a couple of the other quarterbacks like Caleb and Bo Nix and a few others, you know, it's going to be kind of hit or miss depending on the team that they go to. Like, I really feel like the Giants, you know, out of all the teams, you know, between the Cardinals, you know, and the Patriots, if whatever player ends up going to the Giants, that's going to give the team the best success right away to be able to do something. If you go to the Cardinals and they move on from Kyler, if you go to the Bears, if you go to the Patriots, it might get ugly, you know, and it might not be fun, you know, and, you know, you could still be a really good player. And, like, let's say Drake May goes to the Patriots and he ends up being a bust, right? But if Drake May ended up going to the Giants, he might end up being better than what he would be with New England. You know what I mean? It all depends on supporting cast and coaching, too. And also with you know, Jade Williams, you know, he won the Heisman, so he's going to have that on his back. I think he'll handle it better than a lot of the other quarterbacks if they would have won it, because then there's always that curse. If you win the Heisman Award, a lot of times that's too much pressure. But the one thing is for sure, you know, Williams, he ain't getting the first pick in the draft. He ain't going number 1 overall just because you won the Heisman. You're not going number 1. Number 1 is going to go to Caleb or probably Drake May, or depending on who has that first pick. But it won't be the Heisman winner being the first pick in the draft. No way in hell. You know, because they think Caleb and Drake May are more NFL ready. Yeah, and we'll have to wait and find out, and hopefully they are. The sleepers are going to be like Quinn Ewers and Michael Penix Jr. So it actually works out better if they go lower in the draft. If they go lower in the draft and they go to a better team, like imagine if Michael Penix Jr. goes to the Vikings or Michael Penix Jr. goes to the Steelers. That's a hell of a lot better than going to the fucking Cardinals or the Patriots, if you think about it. So sometimes going late is better. Michael Penix Jr. to the Buccaneers. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. He's balling. I mean, Baker's at like 24 touchdowns and 8 picks. Who would have thought that? You know, offensive line hasn't been the greatest. Defensive players have been hurt. You know what I mean? But Baker is And that worries me too because they may think if we make the playoffs with Baker, just because the NFC South is the worst division in football, that they keep him. I want to make sure we're getting a quarterback this year or next year. And my fear is they're going to stick with Baker for the next like 3 to 4 years, and we're going to miss our chance at a franchise QB. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like the Buccaneers or the Saints are going to make the playoffs, and I don't know if I like that. I would rather finish in third place. I would rather have it be Saints, Falcons, Bucks. We miss the playoffs, third place schedule, draft Michael Penix Jr. in offensive line and go from there. And defense as well. Well, with Mac Jones and Zappy, also you guys are tanking without saying that you're tanking for the offensive line, not that good. Defense, not that good. Sometimes it's good. If you got like Matthew Judon and whatnot, that's like the best part of the team is the defense. But I can't count on that defense week in and week out anymore. Wide receivers, tight ends, running backs could be upgraded tremendously. And I feel with Bill Belichick, they don't really listen to him anymore. He kind of goes in one year, out the other. He's there collecting a paycheck, trying to be the number one in wins all time. So he needs to have a better quarterback to get him more wins, and maybe that's Drake May. But just because you draft Drake May doesn't mean the Patriots are going to the playoffs next year. Too many holes. Pass is high, incomplete for DG Dallas Goedert. Good defense by the Hawks. Odin's son in the building. What's good? I don't know. We don't really get into heated shit talking in college football. Most of the shit talking is going to be on the NFL side from other people. I don't know. I think all of us, we all respect each other, and we all want our teams to win and our players to win. But the main thing with me is I'm going to call it what it is. And sometimes people aren't going to like that. If I like a player, I don't like a player, but I try to be as fair as possible. I try to let you know where the greatness stands. Just because I'm a Duck fan, I'm not going to just shove the Ducks down everyone's throat. Oh, Troy Franklin, Bo Nix, and I try to get you guys to hop on that Duck bandwagon. If I think someone's better, like Michael Penix Jr., I'm going to let you know. You know, but again, I'm probably the only Duck fan that would admit something like that. But again, I look for greatness. It's not about the jersey name on the front; it's about the name on the back. Facts. Third down and 4. It looks like we're at halftime, 10-3. But let me see the play. How you doing, Odin son? I hope you're doing well. I busted out the Kenny Omega Moxley dual figure that you got me as a gift. I had it in my room last night, taking a peek at it. Pass incomplete. Halftime, 10-3 Eagles. Let me know what you guys want to do for photos for the people that donated, and I got you. Yeah, but I guarantee I'm the only hardcore, die-hard Duck fan that liked Michael Penix Jr. more than Bo Nix. So, and I honestly think they do have a good chance against Texas and then hopefully Michigan. Tazawa did? Nice. 23 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Let's get some more cock photos or cracking photos up for Megan and Reflect. And I can throw up some for whatever you guys want. You guys just let me know. One of the best secondaries ever assembled. Regardless if you love the Hawks or you hate the Hawks, I mean, you can't deny that. I did see that Eric Montross stat for the North Carolina alum. I did see that. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and if it was me, I wouldn't even be throwing him the football. I would just keep throwing to Jerick McKinnon instead. You know, find anyone else, Rice, McKinnon, Noah Gray, Justin Watson, anybody but him. I mean, there's a reason why the Giants got rid of him, and at Florida, kind of a guy that sometimes a little immature. You know, when you get guys that are immature like George Pickens and Kadarius Toney, it shows. Eventually, those traits are going to come out. So here's maybe the most underrated member of the Legion of Boom, Brandon Browner. He could lay the wood, baby. You know he could. Well, Cam Chancellor too. And all of them were good. Obviously, Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas III got the most pub, but they wouldn't have won anything without Browner and Cam Chancellor. And a lot of times, if you actually watch the games, there was big moments that Sherman and Earl made. But there was a lot of games that were played where there was big moments that were in like the first and second quarter that led up to the big play for Sherman and Earl and maybe the third or the fourth. But without those bigger plays throughout the whole game from Browner and Cam Chancellor, people don't really understand how good those other two were. And even though they were lower name guys, sometimes they outproduced Earl and Richard. You just had to watch the games. Big facts. 3-2 stars. What do you want? You want some Kraken photos, Megan, for your dono? Reflect. What do you want? You want some UW? You want some Michael Penix Jr.? You let me know. My mouse stopped working. Uh-oh. All right. Buffalo Bills, the hottest team on the outside looking in. I'll tell you what, if I was in the AFC, that's the one team I wouldn't want to play. And James Cook looking like a top 10 running back. 31-10 Bills. Niners, pretty good. Who's in net? Joey? Joey DeCourt is in net. Go Bucks. Beating the brakes off the Packers. Nothing better. Nice to see Maddie get a goal today. Berman and Booger, huh? Give me Tom Jackson any day of the week. Megan with a $5. Back to Coachella. When did that happen? Today? Yesterday? Last night? Or today? A couple days ago? Thank you so much. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. A few days ago. I thought I read something about that, but I wasn't too sure. And it's in the, what are we in the third? Is it in the second intermission right now? Are we in the third period yet? I should probably flip it on. Let me know what you want to see for photos during halftime. 5 minutes of the second intermission to go. Okay, whatever you guys are looking at. Obviously, the people that donate, they get the first dibs, and then I can sprinkle in stuff for other people too. So let me know. I can't wait for these bowl games. The good ones. We got to wait a while, but ready. I mean, I'm a Duck fan, but they deserved it, man. Ducks will have their day. It's not this year. Michael Penix Jr. versus Quinn Ewers is going to be so much fun to watch, too. One game is going to be all offense. The other game is going to be all defense. So I mean, I'm a defensive guy, but I still want points to be scored. So. Couple photos there for Reflect. Reflect with a tour. Damn good coach. 20-0, man. Let's go. Reflect with a tour. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all. $30.70 to go. It's sad. We're already in week 15. Like college football is almost over. The NFL is almost over. And then we're going to just be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for such a long time for football to come back. Studs, studs, studs. I might be a Duck fan, but I'm not stupid. I'll be rooting for them to go all the way. Yeah. Absolutely. A little Tomas, huh? My mouse isn't working, so I have to kind of scroll a little bit more at the rolly part. Decided not to, but I can manage. I mean, I've been producing my own show for years, so. I get one more here. Let's go, baby. Release the Kraken, baby. Defend the deep. Let's go. All right, Hawks get the ball in the second half. I appreciate you. No shared natties. It'd be a great story, you know what I mean? And like I said, just to have something from the Pacific Northwest, especially in our last year of the Pac-12, I couldn't think of anything sweeter, than Oregon or Washington winning it all, and obviously you guys beat us, so you guys have to be the team now. There we go, Ken. There we go. 10-3. The game is not 30-3. It's 10-3. Eagle defense is not good. You just sometimes you got to pinch yourself and remind yourself that. The 10-3 record, the Philadelphia Eagle, Jalen Hurts aura. Yeah. I mean, I get it. They got a lot of wins. They are a good team. They've been a top 3 team all year. But again, their defense is ranked 29th. They're terrible on that side of the ball. But it seems like most people and most fans forget or they don't know. They think that the defense is like top 10, and it's not. There we go, Walker. Keep fighting. Second down and 3. Shotgun set. Lock. Get rid of it. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good stuff there. That's a good rotation. I don't know who I'm getting for my first in a year or two whenever I can afford one and get one, but I'm definitely getting the white road jersey first. But, who knows how long that'll be before I can actually afford and get one. Probably a few years. Unless things turn around in 2024 and we go on like a big upward trend with more goats, more mods, more donos, more support, and maybe I'll be able to get one next year. That would be cool. I could have a little fit. Yeah, I saw that. And then they had a lot of other people comment on it, like Tom Brady, where the quarterbacks, you can't throw throw the player into an injury. You have to be a better quarterback. So a lot of times they want to say it's the defense, but it needs to be better coaching and better quarterback play. So in essence, it was kind of Gardner Minshew's fault, to be honest, because a lot of these quarterbacks are throwing into passing lanes in the middle of the field, and their players are getting fucking obliterated. You have to be able to look out for not only the health of yourself, but you have to look at the health of your players. You don't want to throw, your wide receiver in the middle of a field where a guy's going to take his head off. When that happens, then that guy usually ends up getting hurt for a game, 2 games, or the rest of the year. So I think it's, obviously the player is to blame, but I think Minshew is just as much to blame as well. You have to be better. It needs to be coached up, and you can't throw your players into a possible injury. A lot of these quarterbacks are very negligent with that, and they just throw it wherever. The elite quarterbacks didn't do it. If you go back and look at like Peyton and Brady and some of these guys, they took exception to that, and they did, most of the time they tried to prevent. If they had to take a sack instead of trying to have a guy get his head decapitated throwing into the middle of a field in a crossing route, sometimes you got to, it's not worth the 12-yard game if the player is going to be hurt and out for the rest of the year. So, but again, Minshew's a backup, so what can you do? Oh, it's nasty. Reflect. If you see the play, it's like, oh my god. I mean, it's a fucking huge hit. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it required a suspension for the rest of the year, but it was a big enough hit where you hear it and you notice it. So there we go, touchdown Hawks. And that's just me keeping a 100, because I do understand where these veteran quarterbacks are coming from, and they have to be better. You don't want to throw. Oh, what a cutback! Go, baby, go! Oh, look at that. Yeah, baby, touchdown Hawks. Kenneth Walker the third. Let's go. Don't abandon the run, and there you go. And that's why we'll never be toxic in here, Now, what are all those fans saying in the other room? Oh, I knew we were going to come back and we were going to win. All we need to do is go to Kenneth Walker. And then all of a sudden, 20 minutes ago, oh, the season's over. I hate this team. We need to get a new quarterback. We need to get rid of Geno. We need to get rid of Locke. This team sucks. We need to look in the draft. That would be annoying. I wouldn't be able to hang around people like that. I mean, I get it. All these people supporting one team, but that just because they're all repping the same team doesn't mean that they're, making a place comfortable to be at to be able to root for your favorite team. Kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic where you can have 100, 200 people all rooting for the same team, but it's more toxic than going somewhere where you have fans of all the teams like here. And you're going to have a better experience here rather than, I mean, you're going to have a good experience there when the Hawks are winning, but when the Hawks are losing, it's going to be like hell, and that's shitty for you and everyone that's a part of that channel. That the only good times on the channel is when you guys are winning. When you're losing, then the world's on fire and everyone likes to talk shit, unnecessarily, and then ruining the mood and the vibe for people like Megan where they can't even be there. That sucks. I wouldn't want my channel to be like that, and I refuse to let it get to that point ever. A lot of those kind of attitudes are more like bandwagon fans too. The people that, in a matter of like 5 minutes, oh, I love this team. Oh, and then 10 minutes later, oh, these guys fucking suck. Like, that's not a real fan. You can say that you're a fan and you can buy jerseys and t-shirts, but when you're fucking that negative all the time, I mean, that wears on not only yourself, but the people that are in the room and the people that you live with. I mean, if you fucking act that way on a daily basis, I mean, you're making it hard for people to be around you. But I think a lot of people don't even recognize that toxic negative behavior from watching sports that rubs off onto people, and not in a good way, in a bad way. Only good vibes, baby. Yeah, I bet. And to be honest, even though I'm not per se a Seahawk fan, I guarantee I know just as much as anybody in that room. Just because they're a Hawk fan doesn't mean they know more than me, or they're smarter than us in this room. You know what I mean? Like, we follow everybody here, but just because you only watch Seattle Seahawks doesn't mean you're a fucking expert. You know? That sucks. But like I said, you're always welcome here, and we'll always have you here with open arms. Damn right. Eagles fans are never in depressed mode. Are you kidding me? Eagles fans are some of the cockiest fucking people on the planet. Are you kidding me? They could get blown out by 40 and say, I'm still winning the Super Bowl. They don't give no fucks. If they throw snowballs at Santa, they give no fucks. They could be up by 40, down by 40. Those motherfuckers are never depressed. They're always thinking that they're the best. Like, oh, what's your record, Philadelphia Eagle fan? Oh, you're 0-11? We're still going to the playoffs. We're better than you. That's that's their mentality. Not all Eagle fans, but a lot of them that I know. I mean, there is no depressed in that fan base whatsoever. It's that we're better than you. Oh, you're down by 40. We're still better than you. Oh, we're still making the playoffs. You're 0-11. We're still making it. We're better than you. There is no depressed mode for Eagle fans, bro. I mean, if you actually are around Eagle fans, you'll know that. I'm around a lot of them, so I know. Yeah. Well, like I said, not everyone is going to agree with what I say. I just try to keep it 100 the best that I can from my perspective. And like I said, I'm not always going to be right. Sometimes I'm going to be wrong. Sometimes I'm going to have an opinion that's going to be different from someone else, right? First down, Eagles. But I feel that my takes and my opinions are more real and not biased than anyone else. Like, if you watch people on TV and other channels, they have a certain type of favoritism. And I feel that I don't have that. I feel I just keep it 100. Greatness is greatness, regardless of what team they're on. But again, most people are incredibly biased. I mean, this is how it goes, either for their teams or their players. And then if you get toxic people that are biased, then it's the worst. You can't even hang around those people. So I understand why you're here. $2 holla. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. And I take a lot of pride in not being biased in reading and doing more film study and research than any other channel, because I really want to be able to vibe with every fan base, and then be able to have that connection. But the only way you can do that is by watching games, reading a lot, and connecting with people, and finding out what's going on with that other franchise. It's a commitment. It's a full-time job for me, you know? Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're all gonna have our opinions, you know what I mean? My main thing is just trying to make people not biased as much, not to be as much of a hater and to accept greatness wherever it's at, even if it's on a rival squad, you know? Because you never know that guy that you keep talking shit about 4 years later, that might be your starting player. A lot of people don't have that perspective. I always like to look at it from another person's, shoes and another person's point of view, more empathy and sympathy, more of a female brain than a male brain. I try to look at it like that. So, like an empath, that's kind of how I feel I am. So, everything Taylor Swift. There you go. Second down and 4. Shotgun set. Yeah, good defense there by the Hawks. Williams with a big play. I love it, baby. Yeah, and also too, I think with a lot of my takes, I try to keep it as real and non-biased as possible, and I'm not always going to be right. But if you disagree with me and then you listen to me, you may think, "Oh, I get where he's coming from," even if you don't fully agree, but you get it. And that's the main thing because a lot of people aren't even willing to get it or to think of someone else's, type of opinion. But again, the opinion has to have some backing. It just can't be like a blind opinion where you're just throwing something against the wall, seeing if it sticks. Like Rooftop thinking that Michael Penix Jr. isn't a good player. Like yeah, obviously that tells me that you didn't watch Washington Husky games this year. You might have watched some TikTok and you might have watched some Instagram highlights, but unless you're actually watching games, you're not going to have a real opinion, on things unless you're actually watching. So reflect with a 20. Some Taylor Swift, please. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. You're going to get Matt drooling on his computer. Appreciate you. What are we talking? Are we talking young Taylor Swift with the longer hair where she looks cuter? Or are we talking about the shorter hair with the red lipstick? I think the short hair, red lipstick is not a good look for her. I know that's her signature look, but if you go back and look to see what she looked like as she was leaving high school and getting her career off the ground and in like college years and when she was a little bit younger, the longer hair and the non-red lipstick look much better in my opinion. But again, everyone has their own preference and look and whatnot. And I think red lipstick looks good on some females and girls, but it doesn't look good on everyone. That's just my personal opinion. I think kind of the more naked, like natural look looks a lot better. But again, it depends on the face, the bone structure, the outfit, and the actual person and what they look like. So $20 holla. Jalen. And that's what it is. And I read and like I take a lot of pride in it. So I'm never going to say anything just to say it. I'm going to say it based on what we're looking at. So that way we can become smarter and we can be more together as a fan base and we can kind of bounce those ideas and go off those things. There's just not a lot of people that are that committed to watching as much as the fanatics do. I feel that we as a group we watch a lot more and read a lot more than the average YouTube channel that covers sports or even some of the others that think they're hardcore into sports. I mean, you can definitely tell, who's educated, who actually watches the games and the film and the articles and reads, and who fucking doesn't. You can easily tell when you interact with those other fans. If they're dum dums or if they're Northwest sports fanatics, right? Touchdown, Eagles. Megan with a fiver. He says anything but Taylor Swift. Touchdown, Eagles. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. 57, 43 to go. Why are you booing, Preston? Did the Kraken just tie the game up? I know your Stars are good. All right, let's get a few Taylor Swift while Megan covers her eyes, and then we'll get some other photos for Megan too. So that way Matt can drool on his computer a little bit. We'll do a few, but not a crazy amount. We don't want to think that this is like some kind of Taylor Swift live stream. 17-10 Eagles. So while we're at the commercial break, let's pump them out. Oh, I guess I got to do it right. I can't have her be a Hawk fan. We have to make sure we're lining up everything, lining up all the juju. There we go. There we go. Can't have the wrong logo up there. I won't say this is the last time that we're going to show these kind of photos, but hey, for now, Matt is in heaven for the next 2 minutes. She's much prettier with longer hair. She's got good bone structure for it too. Not that she looks bad with short hair, but I just think with the longer hair, she looks prettier. But I know that she's got like her signature looks and whatnot. I don't listen to her music. I'm not a Swiftie. I couldn't even name one song that she has done because I just don't listen to her music. But I respect the grind. Make sure that Matt still has a pulse. Make sure you guys are talking to him. He might be passed out in Hawaii right now. Are you awake, Matt? Hello? Matt? Hayden? Hello? All right, there you go. Britney Spears, yeah. Brian May, there we go. I'll do some Brian May. We should do that. Let me put some Brian May up. We'll do that at the next commercial break. Earth to Matt, Earth to Matt. He passed out. Couldn't handle it. Too much Swifty. Swifty with the swiftness. 17-10 Eagles. Come on, Hawks. Your turn, baby. Come on, Locke. Going deep. Oh, I told you those deep looks that DK and Lockett are coming in the second half. It's a little bit more touch. Oh, okay, you're good. We got a response from him. Joe Elliott from Def Lepp. Brian May. Oh, nice. For the Swift Quake. Beastquake was better. Yeah. Swifty fans are fucking hardcore, though. I mean, you got to think how many fans he has, like 100 million to like 400 million fans. Like, it's an insane number. I mean, if you're just looking at her socials and just in general, and then also the fans of hers that aren't on social media. You know, I mean, she's the biggest female artist that's out right now. Damn it! 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum 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 yum. Fletcher Cox. He's like, look at me. Fletcher Cox, a borderline Hall of Fame player. They forced him into the pocket more, right into that sack lunch. Pressure off the edges. Don't abandon the run, Hawks. That DK Lockett combination will be able to emerge in the fourth quarter, but you just got to keep running the football. Now the defense needs to be able to make a play. A fumble, right? A strip, a pick, something big needs to happen. All right, let's get some Brian May during the break here for Megan. I like the Brian May. That's why this channel is awesome because the diversity, the different ages, the different races, it doesn't matter, the different interests, you know, so it makes it awesome here. You ain't getting no Brian May photos on the Hawks nest, I'll tell you that. Look at Brian's flowing hair. Always have the hair. So it's like, the darker hair, right? Clean. Let's go, Brian. Let's go. Let's see if I can squeeze one more in. Oh, Christmas night showdown. Ravens Niners on Christmas night. Your boy will be doing the stream. You know it, baby. Spend your Christmas evening with your boy. Let's go. You, me, Brian May. Let's go. Hope you enjoyed those. Yeah. It's always good when you can get out of a dark place, and there's always going to be like a show, a movie, a musician, an artist, a singer, a rapper, whatever it may be. There's always going to be something that helps you climb out of the darkness. 100%. And I try to help people climb out of the darkness here too. And even myself, sometimes I'm in the darkness and you guys help me climb out of it. So I love you guys and I appreciate you guys for that. Anyone that's got fucking mental health or, anxiety, depression, or a number of other things, as you know, once you get in the darkness, if you have it, it's hard. It's really, really hard to get out, and you have to be able to know what makes you tick and know what makes you, be able to get out of it. And so it's like having kind of like a checklist. Okay, I need to listen to music. I need to go walk with Paisley. I need to get outside. I need to smell fresh air. I need to eat better. Stop eating fast food. Like you just need to kind of go down those things. And if you can do those things, but also it's great to be able to have great friends and great people that have common interests where we can get each other out of the gutter. And even though we can't see each other face to face, the bond is real. And I'm really close with a lot of y'all, even closer than some of my friends that live here in Oregon, and that is big facts. Yeah, I'm glad Brian's still with us. Yeah, I'm an Aussie guy. I mean, that's through and through. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. 43 doll hairs. And it's really the most important thing to me, because like I said, I struggle with it. I've gone with it. I've gotten fired. I've been stuck in the bedroom with a terrible partner, that wouldn't help me in any way, which was actually kind of causing more problems for my mental health, and I barely showered, every other day maybe, didn't leave the house for 3 weeks. It was like a living hell, and sometimes you got to be able to find a way to climb out. And thank God I have Paisley. Thank God I have you guys, and thank God I have dreams and goals to keep myself focused. I appreciate you guys very very much. Bang bang bang, boom boom boom, bang bang. 43 doll hairs, and as you have mentioned, this is correct. This is the most important thing right here. Okay, the mental health. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. It really does go a long, long ways when you are in the darkness, which I like to call it. I don't have a dark passenger. I'm not fucking Dexter. I'm not like that, but I definitely have the darkness. So appreciate you and for acknowledging that. And I will do everything I can to have a safe place for people to come to be able to watch sports and wrestling and for us to vibe off each other. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Reflect with another electric no. You're the man. I appreciate you. Thank you for your generosity. You and Megan are MVPs. Not JP in the building. What's good? End of the first round. Obviously, is about to wrap up here after this game ends, and let's take a quick peek on that. So I'm the 1 seed. Chief is the 4 seed. We scored the most out of the final four. I scored 152.28, number one in the league. He scored 145.96. So I'm up by 7, but it's best of 2 weeks. And then we got King Money at 122, and then Reflect at 109, and that is second and third place. So we will see whoever wins between King and Reflect. He's got to make up how much? 11, 13 points. So he's 13 points down, and Chief is 7 points down. So we'll see where it goes. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. How are you doing? Not JT. What's on the dinner menu tonight? We got some steaks, some asparagus, some corn on the cob, some salad. What do you got going on with you and the fam up there? What you got going on for dinner tonight? Anything new going on in your life up there in the Pacific Northwest? Let me know what you want to do for photos once we get into the commercial break, and I'll take care of whatever you want me to be able to do. Floater and complete. But like I said, mental health is so, so, so important. And I'm always going to be a very big advocate for mental health and for the support of dogs and cats and family. You know what I mean? That's a big, big thing. Animals and mental health are so connected. And I will always try to help people out in situations with cats, dogs, which end up really being family members to us. Some people have them as pets, but for some of us, it's family. and mental health is so big. Work and hibernation. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, where's my burger? I haven't had a burger in like 6 months. It's just crazy. But again, I've been trying to be healthy, and I don't eat fast food anymore. I don't drink soda anymore. So I've really been trying to lose that weight, and I've hit the goal. I was at like 260, 270. Now I'm at like 199, 200. So I still got another maybe 15 pounds if I really want to push myself to try to get to 185 to 200. But I essentially, hit the goal. So what do you want to do for photos, Reflect? You got a good enough team to come back. It's not like your team is weak. It's just being able to find that right combination and then a little bit of luck. I feel that I feel that like to get to the playoffs takes skill, but to the playoffs themselves, it's more luck. A little bit of skill, but a lot of it is kind of luck and based off the matchup. So I'm actually hoping it's me and Reflect in the championship. So no disrespect to Fo King Money and Chief Will Chief, the other two guys in the league with a 10-4 record. So 11-3 for me, and then the other three are 10-4. And so I've never had a league where we've had the playoffs decided with 2 weeks to go, but that's what we had this year. And I've been first place almost every year in the league, but I haven't won a championship in 3 years. So I feel like I'm due, but if I lose, I lose. I'm just going to give 100%. And if I end up losing, the Chief will Chief or Reflect, so be it, or Fo King. So Walker playing great. Wow, really? 1,000? Wow. Yeah. Well, when the other guy was up 40 or 50, he's like, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this guy. I'm winning the money. And then probably didn't think he was gonna have a terrible week too. And then like, here comes your brother and then takes all the money. So that's how it should have went anyways. It's a little karma. I mean, obviously, most people would have said no anyways, because especially if they're up 40 or 50, why would they give half and half? You know what I mean? Obviously, it would be good for your brother, not good for the guy that was up 50. But sometimes that's how karma works. It's not over till it's over. But I feel I put myself in position the best to go the furthest. I just got to be able to maximize the point totals. And also, too, I'm one of the only people in the league that runs with 3 people on one team, 2 people on another. So 5 out of my 9 spots are on the Lions and the Bucks. I got Rashad White, Mike Evans, heavy hitters on the Bucks with Baker this year, and then I got Laporta, David Montgomery, and Amon Ra. No other person in the league is doing what I'm doing, and I got that idea from Shepard last year when he had Joe Mixon, and he had Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. And I said, you know what? That's hella smart. Let me do that. But it only works if the team is good and they're a playoff team and they're actually rolling a majority of the year. Every once in a while, you'll have a dud game with all three because Goff will be shitty. But if they do good most of the year, then it should help me. And luckily, the Bucks and the Lions have been relatively pretty good the most of the year. So, got to go with your gut. Yeah, got to go with your gut. And I do a lot of back and forth, and I've also made the most moves, and I feel that my bench is going to put me in a position to be able to win it all by picking up James Conner, Deontay Johnson, and Devin Singletary. Will I use them? I don't know. But when I see my bench with an 18, a 16, and a 21, I feel pretty fucking good. So that way, if I decide to bench David Montgomery for James Conner or a Singletary, I have no hesitation now. I feel that I can do it, and I don't have to worry. So that's a part of it too. Take care of this. You got to be able to find the things that make you tick. You got to be able to find those things that that are going to make you feel good. That you're getting outside, listening to music, watching a favorite TV show. For me, it's always watching something old school from like the 80s and the 90s. I try to do that every day, even if it's just like 30 minutes. But I know it makes a huge difference in my life. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Transformers, Ninja Turtles from 1987, Batman, the animated series, X-Men. Like, I literally can watch that for just a few minutes, and then my whole stress and vibe just disappear. Or I can watch Discovery Channel, History Channel, Nat Geo, Vice Channel, and I can watch that and watch the program. I'm good to go. Life Below Zero. I love that. All right, we're going to go into the fourth quarter now. I feel that we're the most open about the mental health on all the sports channels as well. I don't think a lot of the other sports channels really talk about it that much and go over like personal experiences. I mean, of course, there's going to be downtime and there's going to be other things that you can discuss other than Seahawks football or Eagles football. But I feel with us having such variety of events of wrestling and baseball, basketball, football, hockey, UFC, whatever it may be, we're always going to talk music and food and pop culture, mental health. I really feel that there's nothing that we can't touch on the channel, and I'm very proud of that. That's exactly what I would have wanted at the very beginning of the channel and its existence. To make sure that we can connect with the most, type of people that are out there that are going through that tough times and helping each other get out of the darkness. 3-3 Kraken, let's go! OT, baby. We caught up. That's a good sign. Who are our 3 goals tonight? Handoff. First down, Hawks. Let's go, Ken. There you go. There's always going to be something that you can do. And obviously, my biggest mental health cure is Paisley. 100% having her and exercising every day. I have no choice but to exercise because I have to do it for her. Like, I'll be honest, I have shin splints and I'll still walk. Like, my legs are fucking killing me. And there was a point in the summertime before I ended up moving and breaking up with a girlfriend where I literally had shin splints in both of my legs and I kept walking. I knew I had to take a break on my legs, but I couldn't afford my mental health to go in the gutter, and I couldn't afford Paisley not being exercised. So, when you have that dedication and love, to be able to, grind it out even when you're in pain, that's when you know that you're going to be able to get through anything. But I'll tell you what, shin splints in both my legs for a month and a half was not fun. And now I have it coming back in one of my legs again. My left leg has got it, but you're not going to hear me bitch and complain about it. I'm going to keep going. Pain is temporary. Glory is forever. Maddie, Tomas, and Toli. Eli Tolvanen. Maddie Bananas. And Tomas. I love it. I wish the Kraken were on tomorrow. We're going to do the Kraken on Wednesday, and then maybe we'll do Blazers or maybe we'll do Celtics and Warriors. I mean, that's a better matchup than the Blazers and Suns. And I've already done the Blazers and Suns like 2 times already this year, I believe. So it's like, I don't know if I need to keep doing. It's like every time the NBA comes on, damn, big stuff by the Eagles on 3rd down and 1. Fourth down. Wow. 4th and 2. Hawks going for it. We're trying to draw them off sides at least. No, they're going for it. They said, fuck it. We're not going for field goals. We're going for the win. I'd go for the field goal here if it was me. Right? You still got 11 minutes left. It's not like there's a minute 21 left. It's not like there's 2 minutes left. It's not like there's 5 minutes left. There's 11 minutes left. And I know there's a risk if you go for it and Myers misses, right? But I would say believe in your kicker, go for 3, and pray that he makes it. Yeah, when she told me about it, not JT, I was like, I always like to look up, different, things, so I can kind of have a vibe and understanding a little bit better what people are going through, so that way you can have a better connection with people and whatnot. But that made me really happy when she messaged me, said that that was not the case. 4th down and 2, lock. It's a flag party. Sirianni's like, no, no, no. Here we go. James Bradbury got. You got caught and you got. Yep. Everyone grabs the waist. When you watch these guys, these corners, everyone cheats. They're always tugging, grabbing, anything that they can get a slight advantage of. And you think, oh, grabbing a waist isn't going to be that big of a deal. It really is. It changes your whole body movement when you're running full speed. Uh-oh. Ran into his own guy. Uh-oh. Get to the sideline. There you go. Make something out of nothing. Second down and 14. Hawks in position. Let's go. Nice fake. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you on the thumb. That means you're getting a tutty today. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shotgun set. Lock. Oh, my God. That could have been a pick or an injury. Jesus. Delayed blitz right up the middle. Almost took his head off. Carter was like, I almost ate you for lunch. 4th and 2. And you know the Eagles are going to bring that pressure on 3rd down just like the Niners and the Ravens do. We're back into a zone. Offensive line needs to do a better job. My God. 75 has just been ruining the game. 75 needs to hit the bench. Fourth down and 2. Look for Jake Bobo or like a JSN. It doesn't have to be Lockett or DK. 5 4-stars in OT. Congrats, good. GG, bro. Looks like the knee was down. Knee's down. Jalen Carter is a big boy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever had shin splints, but it's like, you know where your ankle is, and then you have that bone. It's like, imagine having a no-show sock on, right? And you got a no-show sock on, and you feel where your bone on your ankle is, and then you move your hand to the front of your leg, and that bone that is like right in the front of your leg, right, there, and then halfway up your leg, that whole bone, that first bone in the front, that's what hurts. It's like that lower, part of the front part of your leg, and it's like, not all the way up to your knee, but it's like halfway. It's excruciating pain. And plus, with me, I walk like 2 hours a day with Paisley. So, oh, and I didn't tell you guys, I saw my first UFO 2 nights ago. Like no shit, like 100. Like I've always kept an open opinion on certain things. You know what I mean? And like I'm not one of those people to lie or make things up. You know what I mean? And I didn't get a chance to see it up close. Because I'm outside a day, 2 hours a day, every day, right? So when it's nighttime, there's nobody out there besides just me and Paisley. And I looked up, and it was about a mile from my house, and I saw this bright, bright blue light. It wasn't a drone. It wasn't a plane. And when I saw it, I looked up. Something drew me to like look up for whatever reason. And when I looked up, it was way out there, right? But it was this crazy blue light that I've never seen before. And I saw it for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then it zipped off. And I have never, ever seen anything zip off that fast, ever in my life. It was like something from a movie. Like, I see planes and drones. I see how how they move, across the sky when they're going, 100 to 500 miles an hour, and they're gliding across the sky. This thing was like, like I've never seen anything like that, and I didn't get a chance to see it for a long time. A total amount of time that I saw the UFO was probably 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That was it. But I will never forget it. And like I said, I'm 41 and I've never seen anything like that. I've never had any experiences, even though Oregon is a hot spot for UFOs. But I've never seen anything like that before in my life. That was like 2 nights ago. I don't know if any of y'all have seen anything kind of strange in the sky before, but I 100% feel that was not my imagination. That was real. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't under the influence. I was sober. It was just taking that late night walk with Paisley around, 9:30 to 10:30 at night. Field goal kick is up, and it's good. Good decision with the field goal. Nice job, Jason. 100. Let's get to 2. And like I said, I'm 41. I actually kind of felt like, I don't know how long I'm going to live on planet Earth for, right? I don't know how long, but I mean, it took to, eating outside 2 hours a day every day. And I'm always, keeping an eye on Paisley and looking up into the stars and whatnot. So Mobi's in the building. What's good? 17-13 Eagles. I'll get you a few photos sprinkled in here. Reflect. If they'll load. Come on, baby, load for me. There we go. Appreciate you, bro. Go Huskies. I know, some people I know that have had like an experience where it was like closer, you know what I mean, where they could see like the size of it and like, if it was hovering and whatnot. But again, for me, it was only a brief few seconds, but I have never seen anything move that fast in the sky ever. Besides like something in like a video game or like in a movie. It didn't freak me out, but it was like something observing or whatever. But that blue light, I have never seen that shade of blue ever in my life. That was very odd. AJ Brown, first down, Eagles. The Nest is still pitching this time because it's not an Eagles blowout. I mean, you can't make anybody happy in that fucking room. They're winning, they're losing. I hate this game, and we let's just give up. It's like, golly, so many different personalities. That just sounds like fucking hell, man. I wouldn't want to. I mean, I'm glad that you're a part of it, but I guarantee I wouldn't be a part of something like that. Not with that kind of toxicity. And it's one thing if it's toxic like once a year, like something like NFC Championship game lost to the Niners. Of course, people are going to get mad, but it seems like it's like a regular occurrence where you're getting toxic behavior like on the daily, on the weekly. That's good for him, doing his thing, but I definitely am glad that I don't have a channel like that. Sometimes having a channel with one fan base is not ideal. It all depends on the fans and if they're real or if they're bandwagon and if they're good people or if they're not good people. You know, if they're biased or they're not biased, if they're toxic or not toxic. Just because you're all rooting for the Hawks doesn't mean it's a good room. Yeah, I guarantee. You know what? If I was a Seahawk fan, I wouldn't be in there either. I was like, it's hard enough for me to be able to go through my own emotions, let alone having all these people make my mental health go in a downward spiral. And it's nothing even I did. It's like them. I get it. Hurts, going long, going deep. Let's go. I imagine they were going to be upset about that too. Oh, it should have been a pick six instead of just an interception in the end zone. Love, baby. Woo! Let's go. I told you that big defensive play was going to happen at some point. There we go. Great body position there. I mean, you just can't cheer for the good and boo for the bad all the time. Again, like I said, there's different levels of fans. There's like the fanatics, and then there are the fair weather, the bandwagon. Not all fans are created equal. Big facts. Let's go. Nice job, Hawks. Before that interception. After the interception. Let's go. Love it. That just improved everyone's mental health as a Hawk fan. Let's go, baby. Enjoyable game too. Like I said, sometimes you just have that feeling that even if Gino's not playing, like you have a chance. You have to first believe that you have a chance, and then you realize that their defense is not good. And once you start realizing that, then you can start gaining more confidence. Don't abandon the run. I still haven't seen, like that Jake Bobo throw that I would want to see to gain that momentum because the fans love Jake Bobo. You get Jake Bobo with a 30-yard catch, you're going to score on that drive. So, hopefully JSN or Bobo gets a look on this drive. I know Bobo's, further on the depth chart. It's, I get it. JSN, Lockett, DK, they're going to be the primaries. But hell, put in a 4 wide receiver set. Put in my guy, Jake Bobo, baby. Sometimes when you have an energy guy like Jake Bobo or like a JSN, all it takes is just that one catch to spark the whole stadium. It's like you already expect it from DK, you expect it from Lockett, but when you get it from a guy that you don't expect that's going to catch it or get an opportunity, and then they actually come through, it energizes the crowd in a different type of way. Big facts. Oh, there is a jersey grab there on Love. Yeah, could have been pass interference there, 100%. We need to get better offensive line for the Hawks. Guys, I mean, some of the pieces are doing a decent job. 75 is just getting fucking brutally torched on every fucking play. Bobo, baby. Well, 29th out of 32 teams. But again, when everyone says Philadelphia Eagles, they don't even think defense. They just think Jalen. And they're good. They're 10-3. They're good. I mean, it's probably the best 10-3, on the offensive side. But how many 10-3 teams with a first place schedule have a 29th ranked D that would still be 10-3? Not many. That shows you how good that offense is. It's been carrying them in so many games this year. Come on, Lock. Third down and 5. Drew. You got to be able to throw the football in a way that you give your receiver a chance. Like those passing lanes and some of those throws, you're making it way too hard on yourself right here. Oh, not the way that the drive needed to stall like that. Play calling and execution are so critical in the fourth quarter. Big pick that might have been PI, and it results in nothing. But luckily, there's 6:35 left, and there's still an opportunity for another big play. A sack lunch, a strip sack, a fumble, a pick. You just have to believe. And then at the very least, you don't give up a touchdown, you give up a field goal. You do that, and you're down by 7, and then you have one last shot with Drew Lock with like a minute 30 left. If that's the way that the game turns out. So there's no touchdowns here. Hell, we might be able to go to overtime. You don't know. Possible. I did 4 reaction videos today for the people that are in the room, if anyone's interested. So I ended up doing Broncos Lions, Chiefs Patriots, Niners Cardinals, and Cowboys Bills. And then I'll do 3 or 4 tomorrow. Regardless of what I get for views, I'm doing them for me and I'm doing them for the fans. And then hopefully, even if some of them get lower views than I'd like, I can get some subs out of it. So. And then next year, when I end up doing the reaction videos on the NFL side, I'll take an image in like Photoshop or one of my programs that I use, Pixel Style, and then I'll do like my face, so that way it's more of like a custom thumbnail for the thumbs on the reaction videos. Or I might end up doing it for the playoffs. We'll see. I just have to be able to get a picture of my face and then transfer it over to the photo. Second down and 7. What a great game. Much better than yesterday's game. NFC football is just more exciting than AFC football. I don't care what anyone says. Like sometimes you'll have like the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Dolphins and the Jags, and like those are really good teams, but like NFC teams are funner to watch. I mean, unless the Dolphins are throwing up 70 on the Broncos or something, but I think like overall, the Ravens most of the time are fun. Chiefs most of the time are fun. You know what I mean? Jags are well-rounded. Dolphins got that firepower, but I mean the NFC's got more watchable teams, in my opinion. I mean, hell, the Cardinals with Kyler are more entertaining than half of the AFC, and that's the fucking Cardinals. It's a different type of game in the NFC. He's an idiot. I think he was a great player, when he played, borderline Hall of Fame, had that Hall of Fame 15-1, but to say like Purdy, like essentially he's saying that he's better than Purdy and Dak and a lot of those guys. And I think for him, he just wants money. So he just wants to be able to put out stuff on his YouTube channel and his socials. So that way he can be relevant. Cam Newton outside of football is different than Cam Newton in football. Great player on the field when he was there, but terrible takes from him when he's retired out of football. First down, Eagles. Or you could be like Mendenhall today and making a very racist comment on socials this morning. So, but of course, anytime you make some kind of racial comment or you say white players, black players, and you try to separate people, then people will always bring up him fumbling in the Super Bowl and dropping the bag. Players and fans are always going to go back and forth, but fans are always going to remember, and they'll dig up shit about you, especially if you bring up some racist bullshit. They will absolutely fucking torch your ass, and they did. I'm all over social, so I know. Oh, you got go look on socials. Mendenhall is he's pretty much saying that that if you're a white person and you're covering football and you're not a player, that you're dumb, and that if we did a black all-star team versus a white all-star team, that the blacks would win, and that he's better than the white goat, like a Brady or any like whoever your favorite white player is. I'm better, pretty much is what he was saying. So I mean, I don't know if he was drinking this morning or what was going on with Mendenhall, but everyone remembers his fumble in the Super Bowl, and for him to act like he's so much better, and even if he was a Hall of Famer, that's classless. To be able to say some shit like that. That's something that if you're going to be racist, you think about it, but you don't say it out loud, let alone post it on social media. But again, that's the problem with this country. No matter who it is, racism is never going to end. Whites, blacks, Mexicans, Asians, it don't matter. Like be better, Mendenhall. It's 2023, but sadly, it's never going to end. Racism is always going to exist. But pretty much like white people that didn't play football are not qualified to cover the sport. Okay. Whatever you say, Mendenhall. I mean, I think it's just him trying to get into the news because we haven't heard Mendenhall's name in like 12 years. So he's like, I might as well do a racist comment and get in socials. So that way I'll be trending. Maybe that was the plan. But a lot of times on socials and a lot of times when stuff is said, it's just to get a rise out of people. You know what I mean? Or it's like when you think people are beefing in music, whether it be rock or rap or pop, and it's like, oh my God, these guys hate each other. These guys are beefing. These guys are gonna like fight each other. And then you find out it was all like promotional. It was all because someone's album was about to drop and they were just wanted to get people to look up more things about these people, and then all of a sudden they're making money off of it, and they're actually boys like in real life. They just did it to lie to people. So you can't always believe what you read on the internet. Big facts. I don't know. My opinion on Cam is like I'm a Bucks fan, but I don't hate him. I feel that some things that he says are lies, like blatant, and he's just trying to get like subs and like love and like get like notoriety on socials. And I think some of the things that he said on socials are accurate. You know what I mean? So I guess it's just kind of like a pick and choose thing with him. He decides when he wants to be a little ornery and wants to be a little extra to see if he can help himself on the social media circuit and scene. But I think I've agreed with some of the stuff that he said. I don't watch him on a regular basis, but there's definitely going to be things where you get these former players that might be bitter that there aren't in the NFL right now. And Cam, to this day, still thinks that he could play in the NFL. Can he? Maybe. I mean, he's got a better chance than Colin Kaepernick, playing in this league again. But Cam's time is done. It's come and gone. And sometimes it's hard for players to move on when the league has moved on from them. And they're bitter, and then they say fucked up shit on the internet. That's what happens. Note to self and note to people in the room: don't say fucked up shit on the internet. Don't be that guy. But a lot of times it's because it's petty, it's jealousy. Seeing that Dak and Purdy are still out there balling and he's not. And honestly, if Cam were to play, like, what are we talking about? Bottom five quarterback? It's not like he's going to be in the top 10 in the NFL. You would be in the league and you would be one of the bottom five guys. You wouldn't end up being like a top 10. So it's like, I don't really know what he's bitching about. I mean, besides the lack of money, maybe he's running out of money with his 10 kids. Have less kids. Use a condom. Don't hook up with so many women. Fuck. You got so many goddamn problems. Figure shit out, bro. Stop having babies, brother. 17-13 Eagles. I mean, not everyone can be Philip Rivers and Sean Kemp with 10 kids. Seventeen, 13 Philly. Kaepernick probably working with Nike and doing some social justice stuff, I would assume. Oh, incomplete. Noah Fant. How about Jake Bobo, damn it? Why do these people not believe in Jake Bobo? I would rather go to Jake Bobo in quadruple coverage than go to Noah Fant. No offense. Like, Noah Fant is the last in the pecking order. Second down and 10. Come on, Locke. Depends on where the game is being played. But I would assume 70% of the money is going to be on the Niners, regardless if it's at home or on the road. Ravens are really damn good, but they don't have Mark Andrews, and it is what it is. Come on, Locke. Hurry, hurry, hurry. 2-minute drill. Hurry, hurry. Hurry. Wow. Wow. DK, are you kidding me? Wow. Before the catch and then the replay. Oh my God. DK. Nice job, bud. Let's go. Give him the rock. It's about time you go deep to DK. Try to get a PI. Yeah, 49ers are the best team in football. But if the Ravens were at home, they would have a shot. I think they would because the crowd would be so emotional. Christmas night, everything on the line. Hell, it might be the Super Bowl. This is a preview to the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it could be. It's very possible. But the Niners and the Ravens are the two best teams on the road. You know, like I said, if you can have like a 5-1 record at home and a 5-1 record on the road, then that means that you're battle tested. So Ravens and Niners are two of the best in the NFL on the road. So could end up being closer than people think. Incomplete. MSU in the building. What's good? But they don't got an answer for Run CMC besides Roquan Smith. But I'm excited to see how that game plays out. It could end up being lower scoring than people think, like a 23-20 game. It'll be a lot of defense. I did see that with the Jack signing. 3rd down and 10. Shotgun set. Lock. Going deep. There it is. There it is. Let's go. Lock. Incomplete. Got that quick snap, regardless if he got it or not. You got a chance here. 2017 for the Hawks would be hella emotional. Oh, he's in. Get out of here. He wasn't in. He was in. You just got to talk it into existence, you know? You got to use that ESP. DK's feeling it. Second down and 10. Where's my boy Jake Bobo? That route to Lockett, they've run that play like 7 times. It's not working. Stop going to that same fucking play with Lockett. You're wasting downs by doing that. If you're gonna go that route, go to DK. He's earned it with these last 2 catches. Stop going to Lockett. Start going to DK. Lockett will have another game on another day to make a big play. Stop going with those intermediate routes and start going to DK or my God, Bobo or JSN. Shotgun set, 3rd down and 10. Going deep. Let's go. Let's go. That's what happens when Megan leaves a toxic fan base and comes here. We talked it into existence. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stop with the intermediate routes and go to someone else that can make a big play. Let's go. Shit, put me in as OC. Extra point is up, and it's good. 2017 Hawks. Amazing catch. Amazing throw. Good stuff. And now all the bandwagon fans, right, in there. Oh, yeah, Drew Lock, he's good. Oh, yeah. I believe that we were going to come back this whole time. What a catch. Fingertip catch. JSN, baby. Sometimes you just got to believe, you know. You got to adjust and you have to believe. And you have to be able to make adjustments on the fly. Just like in fantasy football. You can't run the same team all year. You have to make adjustments. What an adjustment to JSN deep. I think DK would have caught it as well. That was awesome. Let's go. Maybe if you would have stayed in that toxic room, maybe they get blown out. But you come here, and the sports gods love it. Everything happens for a reason. Believe that. Now you just got to be able to hold on, or if they end up getting a field goal, I hope not, then it goes to overtime. Because I would hate for you guys to lose in overtime based off that big throw. But if you can just play some good defense, you can get this dub. Well, the Lions aren't going to be able to go to the Super Bowl with a defense that sucks ass. I'm one of the biggest Lions fans, and I like to root for them. You know what I mean? But that defense is terrible. So, unless the Lions are at home, they're not beating anybody. Hell, 2 weeks ago, they couldn't even beat the Bears on the road. I mean, I love Laporta. I love Amon Ra. I love Montgomery. I love Gibbs, and I love Goff and the offense. But that defense is terrible, bro. Last 6 weeks, it's been horrendous. So I don't think it's really going to matter for the Hawks or the Lions or Tampa, the Cowboys. I mean, you already know what it is. It's the San Francisco 49ers, man. You got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys, you got the Lions, you got the Hawks, you got the Bucks, but we're not on the same level as the Niners. Like on the AFC side with the Ravens, it's a little bit closer with like the Chiefs. Get him! Nice run right there. I mean, Cowboys can't win on the road. And, most, like I said, let's be honest, Bucks, Seattle, Detroit, we can't win on the road in the playoffs more than likely. The only team that's going to be able to really win on the road is the San Francisco 49ers and maybe, if they're lucky, Philly. And that's it. I don't know if there's anyone else that could win on the road in the NFC, to be honest, just based on how the season has progressed so far. But I'll tell you what, the NFC and the AFC playoffs are going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Come on, defense. Going long, going deep. Was he in, though? Was he in, though? It was close. I need to see a replay. Was he in? I love it. That's a pick. That's a pick. That's a pick, baby. That's a pick. The toe tap with the left and then the right. Yeah, get rid of Pete, get rid of DK, get rid of Lockett, get rid of Gino, get rid of the offensive line, just get rid of the team all in general. They're terrible. I think I would give him the pick there. The toe tap, the left foot, and then the right foot comes down, and then the next foot is out of bounds. If you look at that first initial foot, right when he taps down, when he gets the ball, I would say it was close to touching the artificial turf / grass, but I think there was enough of a tap that you can see it. Unbelievable. Love, love, love. Where they sing the song. I love it. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Let's go. Right here. Let's look. He's got it. Right there. There. Call stands. Hawks win. That's what happens when you believe, right? You got Drew Lock. The Eagles defense isn't very good. Didn't play good right away. You just got to make the adjustments and believe. Both teams needed the win desperately, right? Home field advantage for the Eagles. Hawks just needing to make the playoffs. And now with this win, right, you can win the last three. You're going to be looking pretty good going into the playoffs. Big win. That was one of the best wins of the year, period. You lost to the Niners twice. You should have beat the Cowboys. It was a flag party. It went back and forth, and you finally get the game that you needed to get. Everyone said you're going to go 0-4. You're going 0-4. You played better in the Dallas game that people gave you credit for. You knew you were going to lose the 2 games to the Niners, and then you find a way to beat Philly. Way to go. Chief in the building. What's good? Unbelievable. Great game. Great game. Chief, what's good, brother? But they've had injuries, hybrid. If you've watched the Seahawks all year, I know you're a Raven fan, but I've watched almost every game this season in entirety or, at least half or more. And injuries have been very costly for Seattle. They've had a lot of pieces that have been banged up, and the schedule has been very, very tough. You know what I mean? How many teams could survive playing the Niners, the Cowboys, the Niners, and the Eagles? Like nobody. But Seattle got at least that one dub, and they have a chance to go on a 3-game win streak after this. You actually have a chance to get to 10-7, 9-8, or 10-7. Unbelievable by Love. That was sweet. Congrats. Reflect. Congrats, Megan. And I really feel, everything happens for a reason. You didn't want to be a part of that toxicity. The sports gods were like, okay, let's make it happen. The sports gods love your boy. They love it. The sports gods love the NWSF. Let's go. Good for him, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go, young man. I love it, man. And you got to think about all the adversity that this guy's had to go through, with Denver and then coming here to Seattle. And what a bittersweet way to gain momentum for Seattle, and getting the dub. There's no guarantee if Gino would have played that this would have happened. You might have lost if Gino would have played, if he would have played bad. So shout out to Drew. You're going to remember this one for the rest of your life. Nice job, bro. And that might have got you a job for another team in the future if Seattle decides not to hang on to you. I'm going to remember this game for a long, long time. Sports gods, baby. I love the interview too. Sometimes you just need an opportunity. Yes, you are the man. I mean, it also helps that you went against the 29th ranked defense. You know what I mean? Instead of a top 10. But still, you got to give Drew the love and the credit. Drew Lock is a lock, and Julian Love got all the love flowing, baby. Awesome, man. Ravens Niners on Christmas night. Who's going to be doing that stream? I am, baby. All right, let me know what you guys want to do for photos before we take off. I got to take Paisley on a walk with a shin splint in my leg, and I got to eat some dinner and whatnot. Anything that you guys want to see, let me know. I got a few of these photos we'll cycle through. I love it. And any doubt and any type of emotion that he has that was negative, that all washed away with that win. Good for him. And good for Julian Love, too. What a stud. 2 picks? Get out of here. Saul Goodman. Good choice. That was one of the best enjoyable games of the season. I actually had a feeling, my gut feeling told me that Seattle was going to win today. I just had a weird feeling that Drew Lock was going to play good, and that defense was going to play bad for the Eagles. And never underestimate the heart of a champion. Sometimes you have those matchups where one team is the better team, but if you're at home, and sometimes you feel it like when the Raiders played the Packers. I had that feeling too that the Raiders were going to get the upset, and they did. Sometimes it's upset alert. Better call Saul. He likes the Seahawks. What a game. That's why it's so good not to be a hater. You can really enjoy sports for what it is, instead of just being a hater, 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 hater all day and all night. Dixon, There we go. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'm going to spend some time with Paisley. She misses her dad. I need to go take her on a walk with these thin splint legs that I have. Getting old sucks. Keep your mental health up. Hawks, what a great win. You have an opportunity now, if you win the next three, to go 10-7. You are going to the playoffs. Let's fucking go. Heartbreaking loss for the Eagles. Great win for the Hawks. And I'll be back tomorrow with an NBA or an NHL stream. You guys are the best. Shout out to Reflect. You're the MVP with Megan. You guys are the best. I love you guys and appreciate you, as well as Preston and Sarah and all the rest that are in the building. Matt with his Taylor Swift love and everyone else. I love you guys and appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Go Hawks! Gang, gang.